Big district game, and we had to win it, and I think we prepared in that manner to give us a chance for or to set the table up for another big game for Clinton, and we needed that win, and our guys pretty mentally tough, and we're able to regroup and get back to work.
You mentioned it a second ago, we were able to get some younger kids playing. A lot of new names, new faces out there on the field. How important is that going to be to you and the program as we wrap up the regular season?
Well, you know, we put our second offense in. We scripted it that they were going to get the third series. You know, our second I believe, scored on 2 of their drives, so that was good to see. But that's the future. We want to keep our kids involved and give them ample opportunities. They practice extremely hard, and a lot of dedication, and so we want to give them type of a game experience for them. So it's definitely a plus. When the more we can get them out there, the better for it will be for them and for us down the road.
Well, Coach, you've built a staple of great young running backs. We saw that in the game last Friday night. We also saw that in junior varsity game against Vicksburg the other night. A lot of young out to you from that group of kids.
Well, you know, we talked about Stovall, and we've seen him a good bit. Jerry Stovall, I think he's going to be a really good player down the road, and Nick Straughter is another guy who's taken the majority of the reps for our JV team, who has kind of been put there just because of the simple fact of how fast and athletic he is, and you know, he's done some good things. And then, of course, you know about Malik Sims. We still have to understand that he's only, you know, a sophomore, and so that's the callous of that group, and the quarterback with that group is Shane Lewis, and right now he is on I guess what you would call injured reserve. He has been out with a back injury, but we look forward to seeing him and watching him grow and lead this team in the future.
Well, Coach, it was a great win. It was good to see everyone. Everyone was excited really after it Friday night, so it was great to see that. But this week, Clinton Arrows. Yeah. Now, last season, Coach, they ended our season here at Viking Stadium on a play. You know, we were really one play away from potentially beating them and advancing on in the playoffs. So, with that being said, I'm sure this is a game that you've had circled on your calendar for some time.
Well, you know, it is. But, you know, what makes this game so much more, you know, not just your typical Clinton Warren Central game and arch rivals, and you know, you even take into consideration what happened last year. We both split the 2 times that we played last year. They ultimately put us out, and they moved forward. But you take all that out of the picture, the biggest thing is, and what makes this game so important is, the winner goes to the playoffs and the loser doesn't. And so, you know, you put that on top of what we mentioned previously, and my goodness, the stakes don't get much higher. So 2 teams playing for the same thing, and they both have the same amount that could possibly be lost or possibly could be earned. So you know, it's going to be a very, very tough battle. It's going to be a competitive battle. Don't expect neither team to lay down and just accept it either. So it's going to have to be an all-out complete game by our football team, and they understand what's at stake.
Well, there's no Cam Akers this year. There's no Cam White this year. They both graduated and moved on. But talk a little bit about this Arrow team.
Yeah, well, you know, when you mention, you know, their team, we actually lost more than they lost, and I know that's people don't understand that, because you think of the names you mentioned and the tailback in Mayberry and a couple other players. We've lost a pile of our guys from last year as well. What's making them go is the quarterback has done a phenomenal job of throwing the ball, very, very dangerous, very, very talented. He's got some wide outs that can make plays, and they've become more of a throwing team offensively. They got the bulk of their offensive line back from the state, all their defensive line back from a state champion team. So, you know, that's where games are won in the trenches, and they got the majority of those guys back, or so they definitely have some strengths, and the cupboard's not bare by any means. And so we got to be at our best. We got to do what we do. We got to be effective. And
so when you look at the film of Clinton this year, what they've been able to do, where are some areas where you feel we may have an advantage?
Well, I think will be for our receivers. Now, what we got to do a good job of is taking and seizing that opportunity. We expect, there's going to be some plays to be had in the passing game. There's going to be plays to be made. There's going to be that we're going to get. The deal is our guys have got to make them. Our guys have got to make them. We got to protect the quarterback. He's got to throw good balls, and our receivers have got to make plays in this game, and we're going to have to establish the run. If they're taking away one thing, we've got to be able to adapt and counterpunch with that. But that's got to be established, and I think it can be. And we're going to, that's from the offensive side. Those are a couple things. Defensively, I feel like our defensive line matches good with their offensive line. I like the way our linebackers have been playing. And I think the tell will be how good our secondary does out passing attack that Clinton has.
Well, this is Viking Talk when we're visiting with Coach Josh Morgan. Coach, it's a sore subject around here, but we have to discuss it. It's hard to believe, but we haven't won a road game yet this season.
Yeah.
I know yet to get that victory. So as you've looked back over that, what you've learned and the staff has learned and what the kids have learned, what is it going to take to finally get over that hump in such a vital game this week?
We addressed it early in the week. We addressed it in yesterday's team meeting. I think what you got to do is, I think each individual player, and then as a collective team, we have to look at ourselves and see what we could do better. Be very honest with ourselves and call it out what it is and what we could do better. And fix those things and do our best. The effort's never been a question. The team's fight and determination has never been a question. What we need to be better at is being special in special times, making special plays. It's not the average plays that our guys are making. It's just we've got to make plays. 3 or 4 big plays in a high school game usually will dictate a game, and we need to be better at those situations, and I think our kids understand it, but whether they understand it or not, still they have to make the plays. The players have to make them, and we've talked about that a good bit. We still stay positive, but we laid a lot of things on the line, and kids need to understand that, number one, what's at stake, and number two is, do it. How do we win? How do we fix it? So that's our job as coaches, is to help them do that and put them in situations to make those plays. But our kids have had 3 heartbreakers, as you mentioned. We've got to turn that page, and we've got to get over that hump when it's winning time. And I think our kids are ready to do that.
Well, Coach, you talked about it a little bit earlier. You win this game against Clinton, and you're in the playoffs, or you're at least one step closer to securing that playoff. There's still a couple of games that have to be played after that. With all that being said, how much have you emphasized that this week of the importance of winning this game?
A lot. During the season, depending on, cautiously optimistic, and you don't really want to put all your eggs in one basket, and you kind of leave room for error in case you do something. We're at this point in time, where we are in this game, just want them to know the truth. I just want them to know, to lay it all out there, because we talked about, as far as preparation, what we wanted them to do was to prepare and leave no stone unturned, and do everything you could to prepare yourself the best way. And as a coach, I felt like we as a staff needed to make there,
everyone was dressed up in their orange,
and let them prepare for that, and let them see that, and they're going to have to play over their heads and do some special things if they want to keep playing. And it's a brutal time of the year. Somebody will be, absolutely excited after the game, and somebody's going to have their heart ripped out, and that's just the bottom line. And I wanted our kids to be prepared for that so they could have no regrets going into this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, Coach, last Friday night it seemed our offense was a little more physical downhill running. You had Jerry Stovall, Malik Sims, and Lamar Gray who got some carries. You talked about that last week. Do you expect that to continue this Friday night as you're going up against a challenging front?
Yeah, we know that one of their strengths is their front four. We know that we need to be successful. We got to run in between tackles. We know we do good things on the edge to where we're consistent between the tackles, and we got to find the backs that can do that. So we're gonna exhaust. They're both Lamar and Malik are both defensive starters, but at this point in time, it's you got to do what you got to do because there truly is no tomorrow, and so they both are ready to go. A bunch of reps this week, and Stovall is another guy that we trust 100%. That's really good between the tackles. So they're ready to go, and all hands will be on deck.
You talked about special. Special could be special teams in this game.
Yes.
Kicking a field goal, a longer turn. So or is it just business as usual?
We always emphasize special teams. We always harp on it, and we always study it, and we always try to prepare better than the other team and give it more time. Than special teams is very big to us. And you're right. What we're trying to do as a coaching staff is find the edge. We're trying to find any kind of a way to help us. And of course, as well as I do, there's so many yards that could be gained and flipped field position wise. There's so many hidden yards in special teams, whether it's covering a punt or kickoff or getting a good return with your kickoff return unit or punt return unit. So yes, we've focused on it an awful lot, and really feel at this point where me and you are talking that we're very, very prepared, and it's our kids have got to rise up, and they've got to basically what it's coming down to is enough's enough. We got to stand up and we got to get one of these games. So that's where we are.
Right. So how have the kids responded this week in practice?
Well, I think it hurt their feelings at first. Better now than after the game. But they've been a great group, and we've had a big time fun journey with them. It's about surviving. It's about making the ultimate goal, which is to reach the playoffs. And I've seen them, progress over the week and had a very good week. Our leaders have been leading, and right now I think that we've. And I think it's going to be very, very fun to watch our guys Friday night.
Well, Coach, what's it going to take to get that victory?
Well, offensively, we're going to have to score some points. We're going to have to score some points. To me, I think I know this quarterback's the best that we play. He's the best that we play by far. Over 2,000 yards throwing, close to 20 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions. Very, very good, very, very good receivers. And they're going to let him throw it, and they're going to challenge you through the air. I hope, and I think that we're better prepared in the secondary. We can't have something like what happened in Northwest Rankin, where 5 plays over 20, for touchdowns. We can't have that happen. So we've got to be great in the secondary. The best pass defense is a pass rush. So our front four is going to have to get after the quarterback and make him uncomfortable. And
The first quarter is brought to you by Kimberly Walker Naylor Law Office.
And they'll send 3 wide receivers here to the near side of the field, 1 wide receiver up top, running back alongside, hustling in the backfield in the shotgun formation. There is a snap, backs pass, looking to throw, has time, is fired over the middle of the field, and it's intercepted at the 45-yard line on the opening play of the game, and the Vikings will take over in great field position. Walt Hobson on a beautiful catch. And the Vikings take over 1st and 10. Exactly what they wanted to do. Great coverage here on the outside as nobody was open. You saw a receiver come across the field, and Hulsey threw it behind his receiver. The only person who really had an opportunity was Walt, and he makes the interception. So an early turnover, and the Vikings will take over. They'll actually spot it down at the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 inside Arrow territory will be where the Vikings will start, and they'll start in a four-man wide receiver. Man comes in motion across formation. There's a snap, and hand it off to the man in motion, and slips a couple of tackles out across the 40, dives inside down to about the 36-yard line. Funches the man in motion, the man who gets the ball, and the man who makes some guys miss, and he will have a 1st down for the Vikings. Kind of stumbled a bit once he got the handoff coming in motion, able to maintain his balance and cut downfield. Made some nice moves, and he will have the 1st down. So 1st and 10 now down to the 36 of the Arrows. Barnum in the shotgun again. 2 wide receivers here to the near side. 1 is up top. Again, Funches in motion across the formation, going from right to left. There is a snap. This time it's going to be a handoff. A handoff this time, and not much doing as Corey Wilson didn't have a lot of room to run there. And back to the line of scrimmage, so 2nd down and 10. I credit the Arrows defensive line. They really kind of ate up the right side of the Vikings line there, and didn't leave a lot of room for Corey to run. He did the best he could to fight back to the line of scrimmage. So quickly the Vikings back in formation, 4 wide receiver set here. There is a snapback. Barnum back to pass. He's looking to throw. He tried to set the screen up to Corey. Oh, and it's just too far out in front of him and off of his fingertips as they were trying to set the screen up, and it'll be 3rd down and 10 here for the Vikings. That would have been a tough catch, a little high. Not sure Corey would have been able to get much out of it anyway because the Arrows have it well defended, had a man who was kind of spying Corey and coming up kind of ready to lay the wood. But it does fall incomplete, so 3rd down here and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Arrows. Barnum, he takes the snap. He's back. He's going to keep himself straight up the middle, and nothing doing. The Arrows collapse the line and do not allow any yardage. So 4th down upcoming here for the Vikings. Tried to run the quarterback draw, and the Arrows played it very, very well. See what the Vikings want to do here. It looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field, and they do. Looks like some confusion here. And now a timeout will be taken by the Vikings as they try to figure out what they want to do. So timeout taken by Warren Central. We'll take it with them. 10:03 left, no score. This is Vikings football here on V105.5.
Kick. It's going to hit at the 50. It will take a Provine bounce, and it is downed at the 45. That ball would have went further.
It sure would have.
Baxter, but bounced right into the hands of a Provine Ram. That may have bounced all the way down to the 30-yard line, but instead it'll be on the 45, and that's where the Jaguars will go to work.
Ball actually came down about the 45-yard line in plus territory and bounced to the 45. Did have the possibility of a forward roll, but down at that point.
Cam White.
Good evening and welcome into the High School Football Network Blue Zone. Jeremy Kennedy along with our High School Football Network recruiting analyst Jonathan Kraft. So glad to have you along as we start another week of high school football here on Friday nights. We've got a bunch of great ball games we're going to get you out to as we go around the state each and every week. And, of course, you can watch all these games on our app. HSFN is what you can type into the App Store. In their entirety, we're going to watch them and go all around the state and get you some big plays and highlight some big players tonight. We'll have, of course, your look at some of the best players in recruiting Mississippi at halftime. But as we get some of these games, we'll run down. We've got Madison Central, Provine. We're going to start with Warren Central and Clinton. We've got Jackson Academy and Park Lane, Meridian and Petal, Vicksburg and Canton as well, Northwest Rankin and Greenville. As we look at some of these games tonight, who were some guys that stand out to you that
one of the bigger games, bigger matchups for me as far as just stars on stars would be Madison Central and Pro.
Ranked watching on them now interest, so we'll download the app for. So we'll also talk as well as we start.
He steps forward, now steps back. Play clock to 45, out to about the 49-yard line. They're going to about 8 yards on first down, so second down and 2 here for the Arrows. There is the snap. It is a handoff again to the tailback who pushes into Vikings territory, and will have the first down to the 49-yard line of the Vikings. So first and 10 come Arrows, and here come the Arrows.
Somebody in there immediately. Once again, Provine loading that line of scrimmage.
They've got 3 down linemen, and then they've got the tail that now goes right there in it.
Linebackers creeping up toward
Holiday. It'll be first down for mine. Cam White back in the ball game at tailback. Holiday. And now Madison Central going to make some changes. They're going to pull out the tight end. Going to make them cover J.D. Hull and Josh Cole, 4 wides. It's 2 to each side. Going to spread out Provine now. Jimmy Holiday ready for the snap. Holiday going to keep it himself. He's going to run it off the left side. Skips past a player. 5. Touchdown. A quarterback read on the end zone. A Jimmy John's touch.
Converged on the running back. Holiday takes the red 2 to each side. Provine had to
point after, and we'll hear Matty Gossi. She'll give us the call here. Snap is back. The hold is on the way. Jaguars take a 7-0 lead with 5:09 to play here on the Madison Central Football Network. MCBigBlue.com and SuperTalk Mississippi 97.3.
My Trustmark fits my schedule. My Trustmark suits my lifestyle.
My Trustmark simplifies.
Again, operating from the shotgun is Barnum. Man in motion across formation. There is the snap. They will fake the handoff to him, keep it straight up the middle. Spin move out across to the 28-yard line. Will have enough for the first down there. Only a couple yards gain, but that's all it took. And it's a first down here for the Vikings. Shagan incomplete, had his tight end wide open across the middle, about the 45-yard pass. Had Chris Green, the junior, just coming right wide open across the men here for the Vikings. On the starting lineup I don't know, maybe this is Shane. We're going to call it as Shane for the moment until I know for sure. Back to pass. Lewis looking to throw, tries to set the screen up to the far side. It is complete to Corey, who shakes loose one tackle. Is going to be cut down from behind, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage on the screen. And the ball had to be lofted pretty high to get it over the defenders. Limited shotgun formation. Arrow at the 34-yard line. So third down. Looking to the sideline here for the play. Now they've got it. They'll go 3 wide receivers here to the near side. 1 wide receiver up top. They're going to bring Funches in motion across the formation. Now they will look.
Linemen, and they're averaging 300 pounds across the front. That's
as they guess right on the snap counting.
Getting in the backfield, hitting him low, flies around, and he did a good job. They both came off the ends and just
much better at getting to on that near sideline.
It's just you just see what happens when the team's running the ball a lot, like Park Lane does. They only throw back slipping out the flats, and he gets some space as you got your defensive guys.
Lane's opportunity.
And in order to stop it, you pop the ball loose. A big momentum change.
A big hit. Start at the Park Lane 35-yard line.
Perfect field position for the Raiders. hopefully able to capitalize here. That's one thing in playing this environment in an away game. When you catch a break like this, you've got to take advantage of it. You don't know how many chances you'll get in a tough environment on the road, so got to capitalize here.
1st and 10 at the Park Lane 35. It's Dent giving it off and up the middle, big hole. It's Torrin Steed. He scored the last touchdown last week. He's going to score the first touchdown this week. Torrin Steed puts the Raiders on the board with his 6th touchdown of the season as Steed and the Raiders capitalize quickly on the mistake by the Pioneers.
Yeah, you said it best. They capitalized on the mistake, and that's exactly what I was talking about, and it took them one play to do it. What a great run by Steed. It's just the quarterback out of the gun, halfback draw, and he's just off for the races, makes a couple guys miss, and uses his speed to find the end zone. Huge exclamation point to that turnover.
Jackson Academy 6 and the Pioneers nothing. Waiting the extra point of Land Gebhardt. On the way, snap, hold, and kick, all good. Jackson Academy 7 and Park Lane nothing. So Jackson Academy gets a nice strip turnover as Cruz Heath was able to.
Yard line. So pick up about 3 here, and 2nd down and 7 of coming here for the Arrows. Kelsey now looking to the sideline for the play. The Arrows are ready to go again. This has got to be the fastest offense I've seen so far this season. 2 wide receivers up top, 1 here to the near side. There's a snap back. He's looking to throw. He has time. Will fire to the far side of the field, and it's incomplete. Just led his receiver a little too far out there. Had him open. I think if he threw it a little sooner, that's probably a catch and maybe a first down. But nonetheless, it's 3rd down now and 7 here from the Arrows from the Vikings' 22-yard line. Well, the Vikings are going to look at this right now in this first quarter and say missed opportunities have kind of hurt them. They've had the opportunity to kind of be up by a couple of scores now and don't have that. There's a snap back looking to throw. Hulsey has time, will fire near side, and it goes incomplete. And it will be 4th down for the Arrows. And the Arrows look like they will attempt a field goal here to see if they can get some points with 4:16 left here in the first quarter. Vikings, if you will go back to their earlier drive, they had a turnover on downs from a touchdown because the quarterback was just beyond the line of scrimmage when he released the ball, and then they had the fake punt with the wide receiver who was wide open, and he dropped it. There's a snap back. This kick is up. This kick is on its way. And this kick is good. So Arrows will take a 3-0 lead with 4:10 left in the first quarter. We'll send it back. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Backfield right at the line of scrimmage. Nice play by Barry, defensive lineman on that right side.
Here we go on 2nd down and 11. Hunter takes the snap. He hands it off to the fullback. He'll move forward for about 3 yards out across the 36-yard line. And out here now for the Jaguar defense.
Ty Barry once again on the tackle. One of the first defensive linemen to get there.
Ball's on the 36-yard line of Provine, and as we said, a Grace Crossing 3rd down here now for the defense. Under a minute to play in the first quarter. Jaguars leading 14-0. Fred Hunter Jr. with a fullback to his right, tailback behind him. And on 3rd down, he wants to throw in the pocket, steps up, fires across the middle, and the pass was caught, and I do believe it was.
Maybe interception.
It may be an interception, and we haven't gotten a signal yet.
Well, Cam White was there. He didn't.
Ball
almost hit the ground.
It was going to incomplete. We'll see if we can get a Georgia Blue timeout replay look at that. if we had a shot of it. There he's back to receive. And they're going to say he trapped it. So after picking up their first down, Provine going to punt it away. Their punter stands on their own 22. High snap. This time another wobbly, non-productive kick. Hits at the 50, goes out of bounds. It went backwards 10 yards. Baxter, he had some pitching wedge action on that.
Little 9-iron shot.
Hit at the 50, bounced all the way back to the Provine 41-yard line. What do you got?
5-yard punt. Net 5 yards.
About 5 yards.
Had that backspin on it, so it bounced back toward the Provine Rams. They couldn't get to it. It just kept rolling. Eventually went out of bounds.
J.D. Hall going to line up a quarterback here now. With 3 wideouts to his right, I think Holiday's one of the wideouts there. Coalfield here to the near side, and Provine wants to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Let's see, a Firehouse Subs timeout here. Back at 30 seconds here on the Madison.
Nice gain there on first down. So second down upcoming. Funch has got a breather on that play after the long kickoff return. And he returns to the field here and will line up in the slot. The 2 wide receivers split out to each side. Shotgun formation here for the Vikings. Stovall as the tailback. There is the snap, and it's going to be a handoff to Stovall, who cuts back straight up the middle, and he will power his way out across the 35-yard line to the 36, and that's a first down run by Jerry Stovall. And the Vikings moving the ball here on this drive. 3:13 left here in this first quarter. Arrows up 3-0. If you're Vikings, no time to panic here. I know you've given up a couple opportunities. You don't want to panic. Don't want to push too hard. You don't want to try too hard, or over try, I guess, and end up pushing yourself out of position. There's a snap, a handoff this time to Stovall, and he's hit. Going to lose a yard. So second down and 11 here as Arrows got great penetration. I say push too hard. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I don't like to want to press too hard and end up missing some opportunities here. Plenty of play time in this game. They probably should have the lead, but time to make it up. Shotgun formation, back to pass. Will fire to the far side of the field. Got his man open at the 40. And we'll dive across the 45-yard line, stretching to the sticks, and let's see where they mark it. It's going to be awfully close to the first down, as that was a nice catch by Patton, who was open, makes one guy miss. He's caught from behind, and he just stretches for the first down mark. They're going to give it to him. A effort play there by Patton will give the Vikings a first down to the 46-yard line. So here come Warren Central. Shotgun formation. They stack 2 wide receivers out to each side. There's a snap back. It's going to be a handoff to Stovall, who's going to be slung down at the line of scrimmage again. And no gain here, so second down and 10. Arrows kind of key in on the running game here and going to make the Vikings pass. The coaches staff talked in the pregame show that they really believe the opportunities tonight were going to be in the passing game. Vikings going to have to take advantage of it when they do throw the ball. But as we've seen with Warren Central, can't just go one-dimensional. Got to keep your offense moving and got to stay balanced. Keep this Arrows defense honest. Man in motion across formation. There is a snap. They will fake the handoff. Fumble. It's loose on the ground. As it was supposed to be a handoff that went to Funches coming across the formation, and a disaster averted there. Vikings able to fall on it, but man, they're going to lose a ton of yards all the way back to the 38-yard line. They've got to get it. They've got to get to the 44 of the Arrows for a first down. So now you're looking at third down and forever. 18 yards to go. I don't think Funches thought he was getting that ball when and just a miscommunication there. Back to pass, so the Vikings looking to throw. Has time, will fire it over the middle of the field, and it's high, and it's caught inside Arrow territory, about 2 yards shy of the first down. They get it to the 47-yard line, and it will be fourth down and about 3 needed, and the Vikings are going for it. A heck of a catch by the Vikings. And now they're going to send on the punting unit. Like, no, we've already turned it over twice on downs. We're going to send on the punt unit and play defense. And there is the snap and whistles blow, and the Arrows would take a timeout, and a good timeout by the Arrows because they had too many men on the field trying to get a guy off the field when the Vikings snapped the ball. We'll take it with them, 3-0 Arrows leading. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Got a quarter?
Put professional eye care associates on your back-to-school to-do list.
We got a lot of games right now coming to you on the High School Football Network app. We'll kind of running around a little bit here. We'll get you back to some of those games in just a second. But already so far you've seen Warren Central and Clinton be the game that we will most likely focus on throughout the night. Madison Central is having no issue with Provine early. We're going to take you to Meridian and Petal in just a few minutes as well. Jackson
and
Academy
here's the punt,
already
and it
on
will
top
be
of Park
down
Lane.
inside
Also,
the 25-yard
Warren Central
line.
Clinton
To
going to
the
be an interesting
20,
matchup for a couple
they're
of
marking
reasons.
down the
But
23-yard
the
line.
biggest one's just going to be the
Arrows
Arrows.
will take
Obviously,
over
this year have tried to find their way after losing so much from last season. Get out to in just a second. But we get a lot of these games going on tonight and some scouts take. Also, schools of interest, bios, and picks as well. All free inside the High School Football Network app. 1 through 50, the top prospects there. You'll also get the streams each and every week, and you can watch these games in their entirety with their broadcast. We hope you stay tuned with us for the High School Football Network Blue Zone as we take you around the right here on the High School Football Network Blue Zone.
Dedication is what makes a good team.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Football on V105.5.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
On 28 to get this second quarter started by Watson and Collada. Down conversion of the night.
And for those of you who can't see what's happening, Steve.
Go, but it's been so long since he's thrown it because all the
Dent just nowhere to go. Actually just gets maybe a loss of. See the athleticism and the speed that he has and what he's able to bring to the table with those legs when he does.
32 showing on the second quarter clock. Jackson Academy trying to eat up some clock here and keep Park Lane's offense off the field on a time-consuming drive. A keeper by Dent, just quarterback draw straight up the middle on second down.
They haven't thrown it so fast. 3rd and 5. They handed off to Steed on the draw, and he ended up picking up the first down. Job there.
Red zone to about the 17-yard line.
Right at the sticks, and Dent throws it out. Picks up a little bit of extra yards and moves.
It appears really hard to see from where we are, just exactly where all these yard lines are. There we go. Raiders have that as we there, so he's going to keep it himself. Benner
Dent rolling to his right, about 8 or 9. Knows he can run the football, and he sees some space and picks up 8 yards.
Now here comes Jay with a second down and about 1 to go here, maybe 2 actually. At the 9 is where they ended up marking it. Delay called as the clock was running down 1. Taking a look at some of the scores around very well as they're on the road at New Hope. And actually that score's been added to another touchdown. They actually lead 14-0 now. That one just occurred. And then Oak Forest is also winning their game 3-0 at MRA. And then East Rankin is up big on PCS is up big on East Rankin, 21-0 in that one.
And that just shows the strength of this this conference here, and at the 4A level. I mean, every single team up near Columbus, and they're already up 14-0. Every team can beat one another on any given Friday night, so it makes for some fun Friday nights, that's for sure.
Jackson Academy goes right back to the ground, and Torrin Steed finds a big hole, cuts it back, bounces into the end zone for his second touchdown of the night. Jackson Academy's Torrin Steed, a big-time run, has found the end zone for the 7th time this season, and Jay leads this one 13-7.
Just the handoff to Steed towards the right side of the field, and he has a little bit of space, some guys making some big blocks, and he bounces off some defenders and gets tackled right as he's crossing in the end zone. And we've talked about him a lot already, but he's got 7 carries for 89 yards, averaging 12.7 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. And we've got 9 minutes and 26 seconds to go in the second quarter. So he is having himself a night.
Kick by Gebhardt is perfect, true, all the way down the hill, the backside of Charlie Newland Field here. Well, Torrin Steed, his senior night is going well, even though it's not his actual senior night. It's the Pioneers' senior night. Raiders trying to spoil it here in McCombie.
You made a promise to work, to lend a hand, to push, to build, to invest yourself.
The number 12 is on the field. I don't know if that's Shane Lewis or that's Barnum wearing 12. That's what we're trying to figure out. There's the snapback pass. He's going to launch it deep. He's got a man wide open down the field, and it is incomplete at the 10-yard line. As the Arrows had a safety coming over the top to try to break up the play, and the ball right on the money, just unable to bring it in, was Pat.
In that backfield, whole road Bill a long time before pulling that ball out of his bed and taking it up, and Provine went with Beal that time, which opened it up for Hull.
3rd down and less than a yard, just shy of midfield. From the gun is J.D. Hull.
Jackson Academy will start defensively against the Pioneers around the 30-yard line.
And that last drive was huge for this Raider team. Coming out, starting on their own 20-yard line, Park Lane kicked a touchback, and they came out. There really wasn't any big plays. It was just everybody executing, knowing their role, making big blocks, Torrin carrying the football past to E.J. Mason, and now we'll see how this defense can respond.
And now on the outside run again, it's been the workhorse for the Pioneers, Coleman. He's hit by Stewart, Pitts, and Heath. First down carry of 10-plus yards to the 46, a gain of about 16, and the Pioneers move the sticks again.
Yeah, and you can tell already nobody's defense is the kicker.
On the rollout. 2nd and 10, J.D. Hull takes the snap.
Park Lane Academy team, as you saw Coleman's numbers there. This time it's Smith on the carry, nearing midfield, about the 48-yard line it appears. 2nd and 8. Jackson Academy and Park Lane Academy, a physical battle. Last time in '95, we talked about that big-time game. It was a slobber knocker. There was no score until late in that ball game when Jeffrey Lohmeyer ran for that only touchdown of the game. A check down target to Bickham, and a nice job in the open field by Thigpen and Pitts to take out the knees, or take out the legs of Bickham.
And Bickham's a big boy. Bickham's listed at 6 foot 250, and he's coming out of the backfield carrying the football and catching it. That's a big guy, tough to tackle in the open field, and really the first time so far on the night that they did complete it, but Jay was right.
So Jackson Academy now will try to stop the Pioneers, who are 2 for 4 on 3rd downs tonight so far. As the Raiders fans make some noise, trying to get this defense motivated to get a stop here. Smith hit, dropped at the 45, going to be shy of the 1st down for sure.
Came off the edge on a blitz and just hugged that offensive line's hip and was able to hit the legs and feet of the running back, and he fell forward, gets finished off by Thigpen, and bring up a 4th and 1, and they're going for it.
Yeah, well out of field goal range. You got a big line like that, you might as well. Turning to give to Smith, he bounces it outside, which gives him the extra push to get the yardage for the 1st down.
Yeah, 4th and 1 against this offense is really
possible.
You can tell with how much they run the football, they control the time of possession. You're not guaranteed to have the football very much when you play this football team.
2nd and 8. Now the Pioneers on the toss to Smith. Outside carry, comes back inside. Here's again Benner. He's going to have a record night on tackles if he keeps this action up.
And there's the kick's going to be received. Nice catch by 13 on the far side. He brings it up the field. Still running over the 40 out to around the 43. Great return for Lamar. Gives him great field position. The D has got to step up and get a stop right here. Lamar will receive the second half kick, so we need to get a stop. Stay in this football game, carry that momentum over to the defensive side. 1st and 10, Lamar. Ball marked back to the 40. Must have ran out of bounds at the 40. Back just a little bit from where I...
And we'll see the time of possession here in a little bit, but they're truly controlling the clock.
Now here come the Pioneers to Smith. Again they go. Couple of different blockers open up the hole. Benner, and here comes a late flag on potentially Stewart. And that whistle will bring, for the first time, a stop to the clock minus a first down, which is what's the only way so far that's been happening. That's a gain of 5.
I didn't call it a face mask, but
that was a quick one.
It didn't look like a face mask to me. It looked like he had his arm around his neck, but we'll see here on the instant replay.
No, don't.
I guess his forearm was across the face mask.
And the flag came from behind, so he probably just had a bad angle on it. And, you know, sometimes even officials don't always get it correct. So that will then put the ball inside the red zone for the Pioneers. To the outside goes Coleman, hit by Beard and also by Stewart. And Jackson Academy prevents what could have been a big run there.
Yeah, just this wing T formation. They got 2 wings and a fullback behind the quarterback, and they're just toss sweeping it one side, handing it off up the gut. Just ground and pound football. And there's only a pickup of 4, bring up 2nd and 6, but that's all they're doing, just 3 and 4 yards of play and occasionally something a little bit longer. But there's a stop, pretty good stop there.
So 3rd down here, and it looks to be about 2, maybe 3. And a good hit there by the Raider front. So 3rd down all the way to the 5-yard line. 3rd about 2. And now on 3rd down, they convert down to the near goal line. There was no whistle, or I didn't hear one. And I'm not sure he was ever down. And there it is. Yeah, there was never a whistle. And continuing with the play into the end zone for the touchdown was Coleman. And just like that, the Pioneers are on the board, and they answered the JA score with one of their own.
That's right. Coleman's got his 2nd score on the night. You know, there's a dog pile, and Coleman's on the backside of it. Everybody thinks he's down, but he knows he's not. He falls on his own man.
Very reminiscent of the Lohmeyer run.
That's exactly right, just a lot shorter.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just he falls on top of his own man, and his knee and elbow never hit the ground, and he chops up and jumps in the end zone.
Heads up play by Coleman. He'll add the extra point here, and it is good. Jackson Academy and Park Lane throwing blows at each other. A heavyweight battle here in Macomb, Mississippi, as Jackson Academy and Park Lane are tied at 14 here in quarter number 2. On Coleman's 2nd effort, it's his 2nd TD of the night.
Kobe Cole came around the end, the backside of the quarterback, and knocked the ball loose.
Low snap on the ground. Punter has to pick it up. It's a wobbly kick, going to hit at the 20. And the Provine Rams will down it at the 21-yard line, and that's where Madison Central will go to work.
Once again, the Madison defense rises to the occasion. Provine had a little something going and picked up a couple of first downs. But a nice play on 3rd down.
Colby Cole stripping that ball out.
Well, he came around and just slapped that ball out of the hand of the quarterback as he was making the tackle. So nice effort defensively.
Jimmy Holiday takes back over at quarterback. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Cedric Beal will be the tailback in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Jaguars with a 28-0 lead here in the first half. 4 minutes to play. Cedric Beal now lines up to the right of Holiday. He'll take the snap. Holiday wants to throw. Screen pass here near side to Miles Hobson. He's at the 25 to the 30, 35. First down, Madison Central. All the way out.
And 2 men there as a chance to pick that ball off as Hulsey threw a completely ill-advised throw. But just credit the Arrow receiver who played center field there, and he came down with it, made a heck of a catch, gets a huge gain, and he's down to the 25-yard line.
Snap, a high snap. He keeps it, comes out of there with it, looks, fires, got his man Miles Hobson again. He's at the 50, and a flag is down, and I'm not sure Holiday wasn't across the line of scrimmage. We'll take a look at that. You look at the flag. I'm going to look at the replay.
All right, let's see what they call. The flag thrown well downfield.
No, he was behind the line of scrimmage.
Something out there. There was not a blocker in the area, I don't believe. Did you see a blocker on the replay? Ineligible man downfield against Madison Central. That makes sense. As a running play, Hobson set up along that far sideline. And
well, it looked like it was going to be a read play there for a second, but I believe it was a pass play that was called.
Maybe an option to pass it out that way as Holiday ran into a little bit of traffic and just flipped it out to Hobson, who took off down the sideline. But
take away a first down from the Jaguars. Make it first down and about 15 to go. First down and 15. Holiday with 3 receivers to his left. Holiday with a high snap. He gives it to Cedric Beal. He tries to run it off the right side. He'll pull defenders with him all the way to the 36-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 5 yards. Make it 4 yards. It'll bring up second down and 11 to go.
3 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Madison Central with 1 timeout remaining in the half. They have an opportunity to put some more points on the board, but second down and 11, need a first down to get that thing jump-started, the drive jump-started.
Second down and 11 here for the Jaguars. Holiday takes the snap. He gives it to Cedric Beal off the right side again. Cedric Beal fights his way close to it. Down as Cedric Beal will move the chains for Madison Central. Hard running by the senior. Took 2 Provine Rams to bring him down.
12-yard pickup on the play.
Ball just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Deuces wild, 2:22 to go before the half.
Holiday from the gun, takes the snap, wants to throw, pressure in his face, dumps it off, and breaking the tackle is Miles Hobson. He'll only get about 2 yards on the carry. Holiday wanted a late hit, doesn't get it. As 47 got him pretty good there for Malcolm Poindexter. Hit him pretty hard there after he threw the football. It'll be a gain of 3 yards. Ball just in Provine territory at the 49-yard line. 28-0. Madison Central leading here at homecoming. Just under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Jimmy Holiday with Cam White in the backfield with him. He gives it to Cam White, and Cam White off the left side will get the first down, and he'll step out of bounds.
Looked like about a 35-yard, a 36-yard line is where he's got it marked, JT.
And actually, they're going to say he didn't step out of bounds. They're alerting them to wind the clock.
Well, I thought that was...
He was standing up.
Yeah.
All right, so Bank Plus first down clock winds with 1:28 to play and running. Here in the first half, 28-0. Trip receivers to the right. Tight end strong to the left for the Jaguars. Cam White will stay in the backfield with Jimmy Holiday. Holiday from the shotgun awaits the snap, takes it, and he gives it to Cam White. Cam White off to the races. And he'll be drugged down from behind inside the pulled windows and doors red zone at the 11-yard line. Nice pickup for Cam White.
Thought he might go on that play. Provine able to run him down.
Thought they might get a horse collar. Holiday quickly to the line, ready to try to snap it here with a minute and change to play. Here in the Pulling Windows and Doors red zone. 1st and 10 from the 12. Holiday with Campbell.
As Smith gets the interception right at the 50-yard line, and Jackson Academy, instead of perhaps getting a 2-for-1, instead.
I think that might have been a miscommunication. Dent threw the ball on a rope, expecting Mason, I believe, to hitch up at the first down marker. And Mason ends up hitching up a little bit further down the field, and the cornerback just
here a great job of getting back there and getting the tackle as the Pioneers go right back to the ground and pound and try to run this one right back into the end zone and perhaps.
And so far, Raiders have struggled to stop this Park Lane drive, but we know this Raider defense is certainly capable of doing so, and it would be huge to do this before the half.
Smith goes left guard and hit by Pitts and Benner. Jackson Academy trying it to go in the quarter.
The Pioneers still have 3 timeouts left, so they've got a lot of time. But there's a big tackle.
Great job from behind by Trent Tyre, coming up with a big stop, forcing the Pioneers to call a timeout here with 51 seconds to go and fourth. And Trent Tyre does what Trent Tyre does best, Andrew. That's tackles for loss. That on the season.
On the night for the Raider D. Is that Pioneer offense just manages to always get positive yards. But it starts with Benner. Benner comes in and blows up the lead blocker and just completely sacrifices himself. It slows down the runner, and Tyre, getting in the backfield like he always does, is in hot pursuit, makes a huge tackle for a loss of 1, and that's exactly what you need. Bringing up 4th down, 4th and 2, and an opportunity to stop this drive with 51 seconds to go and keep this score even.
Receiver to defensive back, knocked that ball out of the hands of the defender who had good position, inside position on Blaylock.
2nd and 12 now for Madison Central. Holiday from the gun. Holiday keeps it, wants to run with it, look to throw. Now he's going to run with it, and he'll go to the end zone, and it'll be a touchdown. Nobody touches him. Jimmy Holiday from 12 yards out, and Jimmy John's touchdown for Madison Central. The 5th one of the night for the Jaguars here in the first half.
And it's going to go, nope, it's not Smith. It is Smith, actually, and he gets the first down inside the 5, which will move the chains, and the Raiders are unable to get the stop they needed. And the Pioneers, once that ball gets set, the clock will start moving again at 45 seconds. Ball at the 4-yard line, it appears. 1st and goal. Park Lane taking their time. They got 40 seconds to play with here. The toss to Coleman. Why not? He's already got in the end zone twice, but this time the Raiders do wrap up and hold on. Stewart and Pitts on the stop of Coleman, and a whistle and a timeout at 31 ticks to go for the Pioneers. 2nd and goal coming up at the 2 or the 3. Is it the 3-yard line? Yep. Right at the 3.
2nd and goal from the 3 right there at the field goal snap marker, the extra point marker. And 31 seconds. Pioneers only have 1 timeout left. You got to think if Raiders get a stop, they're going to use that last timeout, and it'll be 1 play left to go. And you got to wonder, they've been running it down their throat majority of this game. That's their game plan, but they've had some success with faking that run. So Raiders got to be ready in case they do try and slide somebody out the flats.
Don't forget, if you want to watch this game or any other game that is in the Raider Network on-demand library, then all you have to do is log on for a subscription, pay the $99 per year, and you can watch any and every game that's available at Raider Network on demand. That's at raidernetwork.org. 2nd down and goal here for the Pioneers. Tied at 14. Raiders get the ball to start the second half, but the Pioneers trying to capitalize on a Raider mistake like the Raiders did earlier in the ball game. Watson will fake it, look for a pass into the end zone, and it is knocked away at the last moment. Gillihan had it in his hands, and Jairi Myers knocked it away. That's the second incompletion on the night. First incompletion on the night by Watson.
Great job by the Raider defense being ready for it. We were just sitting here talking about it. They're going to try and slide and man out the flats, and that's exactly what they did. And the Raider defense sniffed it out and got in there to break up that pass. Just a perfect play.
Now on 3rd and goal, it's going to be Smith. He's going to get into the end zone, and that will be A go-ahead touchdown with 21 ticks to go until halftime for Park Lane Academy, but we do have a flag on the play. Might be coming up post-play as the officials are talking about it, and it looks like it might go against the Raiders from what we're seeing, and it is unsportsmanlike conduct against Jackson Academy. It'll be enforced on the kick.
Yeah, I think they're calling that a late hit. You know, it's hard to tell where that goal line is, and everybody's still hitting each other, and you got a Raider defender, I'm not sure who it was, who flies in there and tries to make a tackle, and the referee thought it was a little late. Shouldn't affect too much with only 21 seconds to go here.
Coleman to add the extra point for Park Lane. It is up, and it is good. So the Pioneers marched the ball quickly. Didn't have to go very far. At the 16-yard line is where they started. It took 7 plays, and then it's their first lead of the night.
Go here and probably just get this thing into halftime. Well, I hear them calling for hands team. You got to wonder if Park Lane is trusting their defense and going to go ahead and try with an onside to see if they can get one more.
I mean, why not? The ball would be at the 35-yard line. They do have 1 timeout remaining. It's a gamble perhaps worth the risk.
Yeah.
Because you don't figure Jay would try to air it out. So
You're right. It's certainly a good decision. And good job by this coaching staff of being aware that that is a possibility. But, hey, then if you recover it, ball's on the 35-yard line, maybe you can get a Hail Mary yourself, get something going in the half. But regardless, we knew this was going to be a tough football game coming in here tonight. We knew there was going to be have to be a physical game, and we've seen that so far on both sides of the football. And a 21-14 at half is certainly showing those signs.
Or you can scoop it up and run.
Yeah,
the other direction. We'll see what Coleman offers here. He can definitely kick it into the end zone and probably through the uprights from right here with the ball teed up at the 45-yard line. Hands team is out there for the Raiders. And Coleman's going to drive it straight through the end zone, and will he get it through the uprights? I think it was a little wide left.
Go to getschool.com.
And we welcome back here to Mississippi Clinton High School. Vikings leading this game now 7-3, 1:37 left here in this opening half. And here is the kick. It's a squib kick right down the middle of the field. And the Arrows will pick it up at the 5-yard line. Little miss.
We'll go into the locker room trailing by 7 to the Park Lane Academy Pioneers. And it appears that J.A. is going to stay on this end or go down to the end zone, actually. And we'll see if we can get an interview with somebody at the half. So that's what we'll try to track down here in just a minute. May not be able to get one. Looks like all the coaching staff has already headed down there. Maybe not. We'll see if we can get somebody here in just a second. So Jackson Academy down 21-14 at the break. And don't forget, we've got coming up the second part of our 2-part interview with Vice President Jack Milne of Jackson Academy and future head of school as of the first of the year. We wish our current president and CEO, Mr. Cliff Kling, all the best as he heads to Florida, where actually Mr. Milne came from. So not the same school, but, a little south of where he came from in Jacksonville. So it looks like we're not going to be able to catch up with the coaching staff as they have, instead of where they normally would have.
And a quick tackle by the Vikings. They'll get about 7 on that play as they get out across the 35 down to the 37-yard line. Arrows going to go quick. And again, this has got to be one of the fastest offenses I've seen in terms of getting up to the line of scrimmage. 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the near side. Holsey takes a snap. He's back to pass. Now a flag comes flying. And it's going to be a false start against the Arrows. So that's going to back him up here. 59 seconds left here on the clock in this opening half. Vikings will get the ball to start the second half. So that was a huge touchdown. If their defense can somehow keep the Arrows out of the end zone or off the board here to end this half, they have an opportunity to really extend their lead coming out of halftime. Halsey waiting on the snap. There it is. He's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to be sacked all the way back to the 20-yard line. What a move by DeMonte Stamps. He beat his man to the inside, and there was nothing Halsey could do. And he's going to lose a ton of yards here. So 3rd down upcoming, and a timeout will be taken with 32 seconds left. That was a absolute beauty to watch. DeMonte Stamps, he lined up at the end position and puts a nice swim move and cuts right inside of the tackle and the guard. Hulsey had no shot to get away from him. He's not this speed type runner that we've seen from a lot of these mobile quarterbacks, and he's more of your pocket passing style quarterback. So he's not quite as elusive as we've seen from some of these other shotgun quarterbacks, and not able to get away, going to lose all the way back to the 20. They started this drive at their own 19, so they've got to get to the 41 here for a first down. 21 yards to go to get this first down with 32 seconds left. All right, coming up at the half, we'll go back and revisit our keys to the game, kind of review the game as we have so far, and look ahead to the second half. Again, this is a senior night here from the Arrows, a blackout night as the Arrows are dressed in their black uniforms and black helmets. It's kind of weird to see the Arrows in black, but that's how they deck out here. 32 seconds left, and third down and 31 from their own 20-yard line. Two wide receivers split out to each side. Man in motion here for the Arrows. There's the snap. It's going to be a delayed handoff to the tailback, and he's not going to get much. Gets it to about the 22-yard line, and the Arrows will be forced to punt this thing away. And they don't even have to take a snap. Nobody's calling a timeout here as the clock runs down to 14 seconds. The play clock shows 20, so they don't have to snap it. And it looks like both teams are content to go to the half with the score 7-3. And that will be the way this first half ends. 7-3, Warren Central leading in this game here on the road against the Arrows. We'll send it back to the station and be back with our halftime show. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
The halftime show is brought to you by Allstate.
Welcome back into the High School Football Network Blue Zone. Jeremy Kennedy, Jonathan Kraft with you, our High School Football Network recruiting coordinator. All these games at the half, some good ones so far. Jackson Academy with all they can handle at Park Lane down in Macomb. Warren Central with a 7-3 lead over Clinton. Those are two games we're going to be watching tonight. Madison Central all over Provine. Northwest Rankin leads 24-6 over Greenville. So a lot of the games tonight, a couple of those games pretty close. A couple of them, as we expected, the better teams would end up winning. But we talked before these games started about these guys and some guys we highlighted, and we're going to look at one of them, Cam White's highlights specifically. But there are a couple of guys, and he's one of them that have had really good first halves.
Yeah. I mean, I was a little bit disappointed with the pass rush of the Provine. I thought they would get after the quarterback a little better than they have in this game thus far, but the talents, as I say, the cream rises to the top. So Madison Central really just across the board more talent than Provine, so something you kind of expected.
Yeah, and as we talked about some of these games, you go down the line. Vicksburg Kent is a game we're going to keep our eye on. We showed you a little bit of Simpson Academy and Lamar, but look, Jackson Academy, Park Lane, Warren Central, Clinton are going to be two games that we think will really come down to the wire. So we'll have those games for you on the Blue Zone. Of course, you can watch them uninterrupted on the High School Football Network app. Go into the App Store, type in HSFN, download it for free. You get a lot of great information. The top 50 prospects ranked by us with recruiting information and scout information as well. But we want to talk about now, as we do every halftime, the recruiting part of the High School Football Network, as we often try to highlight some of these players. 2018, 2019 class as well. We're going to have two guys, one from the 18, one from the 19, but we're going to start in next year's class and a guy that I know you really, when we talk about this all the time, you really like, Nathan Pickering, a defensive tackle and tight end.
Yeah.
Not something you see a lot, but another one of those guys in 2019 that will be a national recruit.
Yeah, I mean, you said it right there. A defensive tackle and a tight end. That tells you what kind of athlete the guy is. You talk about a 6'5", 280. He's got long arms. He can get anywhere. He can get upfield with a quickness. As you can see, just wreaks havoc on guys. If he's not double teamed, it's really scary to see what he can do one-on-one against some of these guys. Ideal size for the position with D tackle. He's going to end up playing the 3 technique, I believe. 6'5", 280. He's only going to get bigger and stronger and faster as he grows older. Again, you're talking about a kid that's a junior in high school. He's He's a little raw, but that comes with time and getting making the big man going up for the player right there. He's raw, but he's extremely athletic. And as you said, he plays at Seminary High School, which is a smaller school, so he plays both ways. And this Mississippi Heat, if you're playing both ways, you got your hands full on a Friday night.
Yeah, you really do. And you can see he comes off the edge here and will play some defensive ends also. But 6'5", 280 is really interesting. You don't see a lot of defensive tackles, guys that are inside that are going to have that side 6'5". And I'm curious if coaches are going to be a little more inclined to move him to the edge because of his 6'5" frame and being able to rush the passer that way.
Well, I think he's just his size is it's 6'5", 280. I know the length is something that may impress people and won't come off the edge, something like that. But he's built to play the interior line. You think of like maybe like a Fletcher Cox type player, or in my comparison, watching film and stuff like that, he really reminds me a lot of a bigger Breland Speaks when Breland was at Callaway. I mean, he's got long arms, he's rangy, he can get upfield, and you may run away from him, but his arms and his strength are enough to he can tackle you by, just grabbing onto you and pulling you to the ground.
Yeah, and he's also at a school, too, at Seminary, that doesn't produce a lot of high school football talent, which is really great because they get a chance to also get into the limelight as a school, have a player reach a national recruit status, but also that's the great thing about that 2019 class is they are really all over the state. You got North Mississippi, South Mississippi, Metro, some schools that produce a lot of talent, some schools that never produced a lot of talent. So you're going to see a lot of schools that you may not have even heard of in some places that are going to be on the radar next year because of a lot of great talent inside Mississippi. And as far as Nathan is concerned, as we close the book on him, let's talk about his offers, and it's as impressive as anything we've seen.
Yeah, if they're a school in the SEC, pretty much they've offered him a scholarship already as a junior. I mean, you go down the list: Alabama, Georgia, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Florida. I mean, you name it, and he holds an offer from them, and that list is just going to continue to grow, especially this summer when he gets into going to these camps and getting seen more and more and more. The sky's really the limit for what he can do.
Yeah, Oregon, one of those schools that you talked about, that's been on him as well. And so, I mean, he's a guy that can go really anywhere. And so it'll be fun for him to be able to enjoy this and take those visits unofficially. And then he can narrow it down to 5 if he chooses. But one of the top defensive players in the state of Mississippi, top players in Mississippi, Nathan Pickering in 2019, a guy that we highlighted from Seminary, having a good junior year, and we certainly are going to really enjoy his offseason as well. So that's a look at the first player. We'll highlight the second one, Cameron White, a running back, a defensive back from Madison Central, somebody that is playing tonight in our game that we're showcasing and has been really good as the Jaguars lead 35-0. He is a guy that is going to be in this recruiting class and has already garnered some impressive offers. But he has been a very impressive player this year for Madison Central.
Everybody talks about him at playing safety. Everybody's got him, projected on that side of the ball, safety, corner, something like that. To me, I mean, if I was ranking or putting him in, personally, I'm putting him in as an athlete because you see what he can do on both sides of the ball. You put the ball in his hands at running back, and he's just a game breaker. I mean, if you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile.
Right.
I mean, it's unbelievable, his breakaway speed. And then you watch him, play what everybody thinks he's going to play, safety, corner. He's just impressive to watch. He reads quarterback's eyes like he should be playing at the next level right now. It's really impressive because if you'll watch him drop back in coverage and he can sense and feel the receiver on him or where he's going, but he's always got his eyes in the backfield. He's keeping an eye on the quarterback and what reads he's going to make, and he breaks on the ball really, really quick.
Yeah, and he's somebody, too, from a running back standpoint, if you talk about that can do a lot. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he fits in some more of the offenses that you see now where you need that sort of scat back and smaller, quicker back. He can really catch out of the backfield, too, which I think is something that's a little bit underrated sometimes. Teams don't necessarily throw to the backs as much, but I think if he plays that position on the next level at the running back spot, he can really be a pass catcher in addition to a guy that can really get to the edge in the run game.
Well, and it's not only that. He's got the size. Everybody says, well, 6'1", 185. He's somewhat small to play running back, but you go and look at last year's draft, a guy from Michigan that played all over the field, played safety, played linebacker, played running back, returned kicks, Jabril Peppers.
Right.
I mean, he's somewhat cut from the same type mold. He's just a football player. And his versatility is really what everybody's after. I mean, those guys just don't grow on trees. Somebody that's got good enough hands to play corner. I mean, to play, catch the ball out of the backfield, play receiver, but has coverage skills. I mean, he can really do it all. And 6'1", 185. You think he gets in a big time program?
Sure.
He's going to throw on 15, 20 pounds within the first spring. So you're looking at 6'1", 205, and you can put him anywhere on the field.
Yeah, you really can, and I think it would be interesting at that size if he gets to 6'1", say 200, 205, and you put him back there at the safety spot, and then all of a sudden he's got some physicality there that he can cover receivers and not just be a run-stopping safety as well. Where do you think he projects on the next level? Is it strictly just where he goes, or do you think that maybe some teams may say, hey, look, we all want you to play running back or safety?
Well, I think he's the type of guy that can show up on campus and immediately, go for many positions. He's so talented at running the ball, and he's got great vision. He can find the holes. But then like I said, you turn on the film and you watch him play safety or corner, and he does that so well also. Mm-hmm. So he's going to have the opportunity, I believe, wherever they're, maybe they don't hit on this guy they wanted at running back, or they don't hit on this guy they wanted at safety, and he comes in, he can compete for both positions, wherever he falls in, wherever he's needed. And then, as I said, he could end up being something like a Jabril Peppers, where he just plays everywhere. You don't know where he's going to line up, because it's 6'1", and everybody's going smaller at linebacker now too,
sure,
to cover the spread, moving smaller safety type guys in the box to cover up these running backs slipping out of the backfield and things like that.
Do you see some of his highlights here from Huddle? You're going to see some of them from the defensive back standpoint and some of them from the running back here. A guy, too, because of his size, Madison Central has been able to line him up on the edge as well. He makes a nice open field tackle. I don't think he could grow into being maybe an outside linebacker. You mentioned that teams decide to go smaller. I think if he gets to 6'1", 210, that maybe he's still a little bit too small to play that linebacker spot. But these highlights would suggest to you, and because of his nature at the tailback spot and the hits you take there, he could be a very physical sort of nickel back that can come up, as you see there, in run support.
And he's great at coverage. He's a sure tackler. He's a thumper. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's one of those guys that once he lines you up, you're gonna know he's there. You know what I'm saying? He's going to bring the wood every time he hits. And I think the sky's really the limit for him as far as what he can do at the next level, because he's so versatile. I mean, it's really impressive to see a guy that can play all positions on the field at all, throughout the game.
And let's talk about his offers and schools that are looking at him and where he might be the best fit.
Of course, he's Ole Miss, and Ole Miss is after him really hard. Alabama, Arkansas, Louisville, Southern. Lord knows Ole Miss needs all the help they can get. It's a safety position right now. That's one of their big weaknesses, is a safety position. So he could go in there and probably compete from day one
with the other Cam White from Clinton last year.
Exactly.
But that that's interesting because a lot of those teams, obviously, safety position. Alabama, they produce a lot of defensive backs. Louisville, we just saw C.J. Avery, who announced on our app, go there as well. So those are obviously pretty impressive offer lists, and you see another highlight of him getting an interception and returning that for a touchdown. And that's a kid, too, certainly, as you mentioned, a ball hawk. But those are really big offers. Do you feel like that he's going to be a guy that maybe signs in the early signing period, or do you see him being a guy that signs in February?
I wouldn't be surprised if he waited, just to see, because he is garnishing some big offers, like I said, Alabama, Ole Miss, Arkansas. But I think when more and more coaches start seeing his film, his offer list is going to grow and grow and grow. So, I wouldn't be surprised to see him wait and be a February type guy. But you never know with these kids nowadays. So.
Yeah, that is really true too. As you see some more of his huddle highlights, this one last year in Clinton, and this is one where he will play a little corner against the Arrows as well. Gives you good ball skills, able to go and get the football, use his speed on the offensive side as well. So that gives you a pretty good idea about Cam White and what he can do and how versatile that he really is. And as we talked about, he is having a terrific year for a Madison Central offense. It's a bit limited in the passing game. They have to use him a lot in the run game this year. And he does play both ways. You figure a school as big as Madison Central, they certainly can provide the depth, but he goes both ways, and that really is impressive as well. So a good look there at Cameron White as you get some more of these nice runs and these nice plays. But all around really, really impressive player. And in that 18 class, again, maybe we see not as much. We talk about it every week. They don't get as much attention as the 19 class, but he is one of the better players in this class and would be if he were in the 19 class.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, I think he's a talent that you could put in any class, and he's gonna provide something for any of these teams that offer him that everybody wants. Mm-hmm. I mean, that skill set to just go out and play every position is something you don't see. Like I said, he's a football player. And he's not just an average football player. He's a really good football player.
Yeah. Well, that's a look at Nathan Pickering and Cameron White, two guys that have really bright futures. Nathan, a junior defensive tackle and tight end from Seminary. Cameron, running back and safety from Madison Central, as his Jaguars tonight lead it big over Provine at the half. Let's a little look again at some of the recruiting stuff that we keep talking about each and every week. You can find all that information and the best information on the prospects from Mississippi on the High School Football Network mobile app. Just go to the App Store. In the search bar, type in HSFN. Get a lot of great things, and most importantly, it is free. Thanks to our recruiting coordinator, Jonathan Kraft, who will be with us again next week as well. Halftime in a lot of these games, Jackson Academy Park Lane. This one, 21-14 Pioneers at the half as they lead the Raiders. And then Warren Central and Clinton, 7-3. Those will be the two games we really focus on in the second half, but we'll also take you around to some other games as well. As always, you can watch these games in their entirety on the High School Football Network app. Hope you've enjoyed our halftime report with the High School Football Network recruiting angle. We'll get you back out to football now as the second half begins on this Week 10 Friday night.
Blue will not be performing here at the half. They just kind of sent over a pep band here for this game. We kind of see them do that a lot here on the road. So the Arrows will be the only halftime performance that we do that we do have here tonight. So again, yeah, I do think the team that wins the turnover battle tonight is going to be here in the second half is going to be the team that actually comes away with the win. Whether that's going to be Warren Central, or whether that's going to be the Arrows. And the one thing that we've seen so far in this game is the passing game hasn't been on par either for either team. The Arrows have thrown a lot of ill-advised passes in this game. Halsey's thrown behind his wide receivers a ton. That's already led to one turnover. He threw across his body on a completely ill-advised play, but you got to credit the Arrow receiver earlier who's able to come up with the ball in front of two Vikings defender, which was nothing more than just a jump ball won by the Arrows. Really got to credit them there for their play. But, I mean, outside of that, Halsey's really struggled tonight. And so passing game hasn't been there, but that's the Arrows. That's been the Arrows' way this season is for them to throw the ball. So they're struggling in that aspect. For the Vikings, we haven't seen them do really well in the passing game either. Barnum, I think, has put the ball, has thrown the ball on the money. The receiver just haven't been able to bring it in. We saw a drop over the middle. Earlier by the Vikings from the tight end spot, we saw a receiver drop it on the outside, and then we saw a screen play set up that just went right off the fingertips of Corey. That one was a little high, but I still think it's a play that Corey could have made. So it's going to come down to the passing game and turnovers here in the second half for sure. The units that are absolutely shining in this game are the defensive line. Give the Arrows defensive line a lot of credit. Give the Vikings defensive line a whole lot of credit. They are causing all kind of problems for the offense right now, and really negated the running game entirely for both teams. Neither team has had much success running the ball tonight, and each team has had to get creative. Downhill running has not been something that either team has done really well at all. Right through that first unit of the defensive line, being able to slow down that particular side of the game.
Twins at the top of the formation. E.J. Mason at the bottom side. In the backfield is, as you see to the right, Torrin Steed, the co-athlete of the week this week. He gets the first handoff and gets maybe a couple. Whistle was blown. Watson said he had a fumble recovery, but the whistle clearly had sounded. Cleppinger and Watson on the stop of Steed. Forward progress mark to the almost 30-yard, well, yep, right at the 30-yard line.
Pickup of about 2, going to bring up 2nd and 8. Steed with the halfback draw up the middle, which has had a lot of success in that first half. Parker Lane just sniffs it out and does a good job of coming up with a short game.
Jackson Academy can go on a nice time-consuming drive here if they so choose, but can ill afford to give up one back to the Pioneers as Torrin Steed fights for yardage, being tackled by Watson, the opposing quarterback, who plays both ways. Steed gains yardage to the 36, which will be maybe almost actually the 37-yard line, so that'll be 3rd and 1 coming up.
And that's a big pickup on 2nd down. Again, same play up the gut. Steed follows his blockers, much more manageable.
Jackson Academy on 3rd down, 3 of 5. Pioneers 5 of 9 already. But for Jay, 3 of 5 is much better than their season average of around 30%. Steed on the carry. Steed plows forward. Does he get enough? It looks like it's going to be close, but I think he's going to have. We'll wait and see and let him on tonight.
And that's a huge carry. We talked about how they've got to keep this offensive drive to start off this half going. And that's a 3rd and 1. You know you got to move the sticks. You know how important it is. And Steed just runs over some Pioneer defenders, make sure he gets past that 1st down marker, and Raiders maintain possession.
1st and 10 for Dent and the Raiders. Hunt Stevens in motion to the left. Fake to Steed, and Kincaid will keep it across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Drop there by Stinson.
Pickup of 6 and bring up a 2nd and 4, and Dent doing what he does best. I mean, he's so good at running up the middle and just bouncing around, following his blockers, and picking up good positive yards, and that's exactly what you want on 1st down. These 2nd and 3rd down play calls are a whole lot easier when you're only calling for trying to get 4 yards.
Raiders on the first possession of half number 2 have already eaten up 2.5 minutes on the clock. Dent gives to Steed in the backfield. Steed's got a big hole, goes straight up the middle for big yardage across midfield and into Pioneer territory. 1st down, Raiders.
Yeah, with the counter to Steed, and Steed he's got such good vision, and he's going out. That run is intended to go out wide right towards the sideline, but the Pioneers are in pursuit, and they over-pursue, and he sticks his foot in the ground, gets north, and picks up a really good gain and for another 1st down.
12 carries, he's over 100 yards now for the ball game as Jackson Academy riding Steed's 2nd consecutive 100-yard performance. Trying to get him into the end zone as Dent gets the keeper call. Nowhere to go. Gets a yard perhaps before he is stopped and dropped.
Absolutely nowhere to go there. They're trying to catch the defense jumping on Steed, and but Dent unfortunately didn't have any room to work with. Now that's just a little pickup of 1. 2nd and 9, 8 minutes and 38 seconds and counting on this 3rd quarter clock. The Raiders still trailing 21-14, but they are in Park Lane territory with the ball sitting on Park Lane's 42-yard line.
2nd and 9, and Gebhardt getting loose on the sideline in case he gets called into duty. Raiders hoping it's just for an extra point. Play action one way, going the other way for Benner. He's out there. Benner drops it in the end zone. Oh, he had it right in his hands. Couldn't haul it in, and the Raiders, the entire defense bit the hard play action fake on the pump fake rather to the far side of Mason. Benner outran 2 defenders to the end zone, but just couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, Mason was on the wide side of the field, runs a curl Dent pump fakes to Mason and then has Benner on the deep ball and is actually in double coverage, but Benner's got separation with his speed, and Dent just throws an absolutely perfect ball in stride over the defenders, and Benner just can't hang on, unfortunately.
Raiders dropped 5 passes last week. They stacked trips to the far side. Now Steve gives a nice protection, and then Hunt Stevens drops a pass as well. And the Raiders, with the dropsies, we saw those last week, rear their ugly head against Jackson Academy, and they come back to bite them here, and J.A. will have to punt to the Pioneers.
Dent rolling to his left, and he's got Stevens. Stevens is wide open right at the first down marker towards the sideline. Throws a good ball. It's a little high, but Stevens has unfortunately got to reel that one in. So 2 drops there. One would have been a score. Another one would have been a first down, and unfortunately Raiders got a punt.
Lucas to punt, averaging 35 yards, and also has gotten 10 inside the 20-yard line. This one going to take a high bounce, and now we got a flag, maybe multiple flags here between Cruz Heath and Parrish of Park Lane. It got a little heated over there. Maybe it's offsetting. We'll see. We'll let them sort it out. Ball is marked, it looks like the 10-yard line. We'll see where the penalties are going to land here.
Work out of the shotgun. Has Cam White set to his right side. 2 receivers near, 1 to the far side. J.D. Hull in at wide receiver will shift to that right side. Now we got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the near. He'll go to Cam White. Bounces off a tackler up to the 50-yard line. First down. Backing his way down and pushed out.
Cam White carried him and rode him for about 10 extra yards. Be a bank. J.D. Hull is healthy, and I'm sure just trying to get him some playing time. You always need any extra quarterback you can have. It's just going to be interesting to watch and how they're going to use these 2 backs now that Hull's healthy.
Holiday out of the shotgun, handles the ball and keeps it. And he'll follow his running back into that line of scrimmage.
Actually, he gave it to Cedric Beal, but I don't think he wanted to. He didn't want to let go of it. And Cedric Beal just took the ball away from Holiday and kind of drug him with him.
Well, yeah, have to see who got that carry. We'll call it a dual carry.
I think they did. I think they both carried the ball.
Yeah, they arm in arm down the field, or Beal and Holiday.
It was a gain of 4.
Yeah, second down and 6. Ball in plus territory at the 37-yard line. Holiday out of the shotgun. Beal to his left, 2 receivers to the right side. He'll keep the ball on the read option and pick up about 3 yards right up the middle. Provine Ram defense converged on him. Brings up a possession play.
That was 3 hard yards, too.
It was. Just inside the 35-yard line, 3rd down. And let's call it a long 3, short 4. Holiday sideline for the play. Beal still in the backfield. Settle on the right side of Holiday. 2 receivers to the right. Beal will get the ball, and he drives down close to the first down, but not going to make it.
Well, they stood him up. That was good penetration on that right side by the defensive line, and then the linebackers were there to clean it up. And it's going to be about 4th and 3 here, kind of no man's land. The Jaguars going to go for it.
In a hurry up, Holiday in the backfield. Beal back there with him. Holiday wants to throw the ball.
21.
It's like
to the outside this time. A big hole opens up, and a good job defensively by the Raiders and Cruz Heath, and he's hurt his shoulder. And he pops up. He says he's going to be okay. The referee blew the whistle. I mean, that was a very quick whistle to get somebody off the field. He hopped up. He did not lay down very long, but apparently the official says got to hop off for a play, and Hunt Stevens will come in to replace him.
Yeah, but that was a big play by Heath. I mean, you got a lead blocker who's number 27.
This time the Vikings send 3 men up top, 1 wide receiver near side. They will hand it off again to Corey, who breaks to the first line. He's at the 30. He breaks to the far side of the field, the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Warren Central. Corey Wilson in 3 plays. The Vikings go from the 20 to the end zone, an 80-yard drive. And just like that, it's 13-3 Vikings. A heck of a run by Corey. Only one guy had an opportunity at him at the line of scrimmage, and he broke that tackle, hit into the secondary, cut it back across the middle of the field, and he was gone after that. Used all of his speed, and just like that, it's 13-3. Vikings leading in this game. Hank Holdiness will come onto the field to attempt this extra point. And there's a snap. It's down. This kick is up, on its way, and it's good. 14-3 our score. Let's send it back. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you.
He probably sidestepped about 4 or 5 defenders, picked up 5, and brings up 3rd down and 3.
3rd and 3. This is certainly a 3rd down that's that the Raiders can get a good stop at. It's not a few plays ago. This is a must-have here as that clock's continuing to tick with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter.
Now Smith will carry to the right side, and Pitts gets there. A little help from Heath. They can't wrap him up, in another 1st down converted by the Park Lane Academy Pioneers. The 16th time years.
And Smith in the open field, when he's got a head of steam, it's just tough to stop. He's listed at 5'10", 205, and he looks every last bit of it. And he's got good speed, and so when he's in that open field, it's going to take more than one guy to get him to the ground, and he was able to pick up the 1st down.
4 minutes and counting in the 3rd quarter. This is only the 2nd possession of this quarter, and it's a timeout that has to be burned by the Pioneers to avoid a 5-yard mark-off. And there's the big stat right now that you have to worry about for the defense that's walking off the field right now. 48 plays given up to Park Lane. Jay's only run 30 offensive.
Yeah, the thing that's key to a successful defense is fresh legs, and this Jay defense has been on the field a lot tonight, and that's not their fault. It's just they're going against a team that is ground and pound football, and that's what you get when you play a team like that. So they're playing their hearts out, guys, and they're going to keep fighting. But you're right. It's just when they're on the field that much, it makes it hard on them.
Check in with Tommy real quick. Tommy, this Raider defense is tired, but it seems as though they've still got a lot in them.
Yeah, guys, and really the key down this drive has been 2nd down. You've done a good job on 1st down, but 2nd down you're letting them get 6 and 7, which is keeping them ahead of the chains and causing easy conversions for Park Lane.
Yeah, that's a great point, Tommy. That on-schedule offense you talk about, a big-time hit by Heath, who's still really suffering. He's going to come off the field. That shoulder's just not right, and Stevens will come on for him as that left shoulder, it's been an issue for him before, and it pops up again here tonight. A 9-yard
snap. He's back to pass. He has time. Fires it over the middle of the field, and it is it caught? Oh, I believe it is. What a catch on a dive for the Arrows. That may be the best throw from Hulsey all night. And again, the snap, they will hand it off to the tailback, who's going to be dropped after about a couple of yard gain. 2nd down here for the Arrows. Give them 2 on the play. They get it across the 45, and he'll be down at the 46-yard line of the Arrows. The Arrows like to line Greg Evans up in the backfield and send him out in motion, and that's typically the motion man. This time he's lined up in the slot with 3 wide receivers here to the near side. Hulsey in the shotgun, takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking to throw. He has time. We're fired across the field. He's got it complete to his man. Just shy of the sticks. He gets it into Vikings territory down to the 47-yard line. Needs to get to the 46 for a 1st down. So short yardage upcoming here. 2nd down and a yard. It'll be 3rd and a yard. Excuse me. 3rd down and a yard needed here for the Arrows. There's a snap. It's going to be a handoff to the tailback. He's easily got the 1st down and more as he gets inside the 40-yard line and will power down to the 36. So a 1st down run here by the Arrows, and both offenses looking very good here in this opening quarter of this 2nd half. 8:32 left here in the 3rd quarter. Vikings lead it 14-3. Arrows on the move. There's a snap. Handoff to the tailback, sweeping here to the near side, and he's going to be met and dropped at the 30. Give him about 6 on the play. That's a hard-earned 6 yards. And second down and 4 coming up. Ball spotted near hash. Arrows moving left to right. And Tulsi will line up again in the shotgun. Split 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field. Lamar Gray moves out to the cover man. There's a snap. Quick fire here to the near side. It is complete. And swarmed under at the marker. Should be enough for an Arrow first down to the 25-yard line. Just a quick hitter out here to the lone wide receiver, and he will pick up the first down. So the Arrows on the move here in this third quarter, seeing if they can't answer the Vikings touchdown. Vikings defense looking for a stop. But the speed in which the Arrows operate their offense, when they get going, they can be very difficult to slow down. There's a snap. They will hand it off to the tailback who's working to the far side of the field and is going to be drugged down from behind. He's able to get about a yard on the play. I'm telling you, if that play isn't made, he's still running. A heck of a play by the Warren Central defense to hold him to only a yard gain on the play. So second down and 9 here from the Arrows. 2 wide receivers here to the near side, 1 up top. Halsey in the shotgun. Vikings showing pressure. Play action. He's trying to set the screen into the far side of the field, and it's incomplete. Man, he had a wide receiver who was wide open, kind of on a wheel route going down the sidelines, but he had no time to get that ball down the field. The Vikings came on a linebacker blitz, wasn't picked up.
When they did.
Second down and about 7 to the outside goes Coleman. Coleman hit at the edge of the boundary there as Stewart gets the stop, but he's not able to tackle him and get out of bounds. That's something the Raiders need to see more of. That's only a 3-yard pickup, and now 3rd and 4, but this is 4-down territory here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a huge play by Tay Stewart. I think it's actually about 3rd and 6.
Yeah, I had the marker.
So this is big. This is the longest third down on this drive that Park Lane's probably faced. It's definitely 4-down territory, so got to get a stop and create a 4th and somewhat long for Park Lane.
Watson saw it. He drops the football. Did the Raiders get on top of it? A ball is loose. It's going to be a scrum with a whole bunch of big bodies of Park Lane, and it looks as though they fell back on top of it, and it will be 4th down. So the big, I believe that was Burton who got on top of it. Perhaps hold number 77, just a bad snap. You saw the exchange right there.
But that's big. I mean, you need something to go your way, and it does there. That clock's probably about to run out. Be the end of the third quarter. They're bringing their field goal unit on.
And that'll end the third quarter, and this drive is still going to go into the 4th. We'll have it for you when we return.
Like immediate kick that you usually see. I couldn't tell. Maybe if the quarterback maybe bobbled the ball. It took a while to get it down, but nonetheless, it gave plenty of time for Warren Central to get there and block the kick. It had no chance of even getting anywhere. Vikings had so many men there at the time of the kick. So it's a turnover. I shouldn't say a turnover. It's a turnover on downs, as the Arrows will not get any points, and the Vikings will take over at their own 29-yard line. 6:57 left in this third quarter. The first block of the season for the Vikings, and it comes at a great time. Barnum from the shotgun. Now he changes the play and the pistol. He will take the snap. There's going to be a handoff to Corey, who's coming here near side, trying to get some running room. Lowers the shoulder, gets across the 30 to the 33, maybe even 34, but a flag comes flying in. This is going to be against the Vikings, and more than likely it's going to be a holding play or a holding penalty, and it is a hold against the Vikings. It's a good call as Corey tried to bounce it to the outside. Vikings held the defender, not allowing him to make the play on Corey, and because of that, that is going to result in the hold. Now it's from the spot of the foul, which occurred in the backfield, so this is going to push the ball back to the 18-yard line. Actually, I'm sorry, the 17-yard line near hash. So it's 1st and 25 here for the Vikings. Barnum will operate in the shotgun, 2 wide receivers up top, Arrows playing in a man-to-man. Stovall will move from the right to the left of Barnum. There is a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Stovall, who will work right up the middle of the field, and he gets to about the 19-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and long. And now a flag comes flying in from the far side of the field, and I don't know who this is on. This may be some extracurricular activity. I wasn't able to see what's happened, so let's waiting on the call. The official looks like he's ready to mark it off against the Vikings, so this could be a penalty against Warren Central. have to wait on the call to see. The Arrows are walking backwards as if they believe it's on them. It is against the Arrows. Dead ball, personal foul against the Arrows, unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's after the play was over. So this will mark the ball to the 34-yard line. Now, high school, that's not an automatic first down. So there will be second down, but a manageable second down now as the Vikings had 25 to go. Now they have second down and 5 to go. 6:19 left here in the third quarter. Barnum from the shotgun. Funch is in motion. Now he will set there in the slot. In motion again. There's the snap. They will hand it off to Funch in the sweep. So he got some running across the 40. Cuts to the outside of the 45. And then will be brought down just shy of midfield. And a nice gain by Funches. And it's another first down for the Vikings. Well, Funches is finding some holes in this little speed sweep, and that has worked well so far in this second half here for the Vikings. Able to kind of get this running game going and take the pressure off Barnum having to throw the ball downfield. At the 49 of the Vikings lead this game 14-3 in this pivotal swing game between the Arrows and Warren Central. Shotgun formation again in the pistol with 2 wide receivers up top, 1 here to the near side. And now Barnum will call a timeout as the play clock is down to 2. Smart and wise play by Barnum to go ahead and get that timeout and not allow the play clock to run down and take the penalty. Just took a little too long to get back to the line of scrimmage and get set here on this first down play. But the Vikings have got the ball out to their own 49-yard line. It will be 1st and 10 when we return back to action here. So far in this second half of play, both offenses have been able to move the ball down the field. We saw Warren Central go 3 plays on their opening drive and go 80 yards and put it in the end zone. And we saw the Arrows just come right back, march down the field. The drive stalls because a wide receiver dropped the ball at the 8-yard line for the Arrows. Arrows forced to attempt a field goal, and the Vikings blocked it on a long developing field goal attempt. So the Arrows turned it over on downs, and now the Vikings on the move again. They had 1st and 25 on a holding penalty. The Arrows gave 15 yards back on a personal foul, and the Vikings able to get a nice run. They get the first down. So here we go, first down for their own 49. Ball spotted near hash. Vikings moving right to left. They will shift the tight end from the left side of the line to the right side of the line. 1 wide receiver all alone up top. There's the snap. It's going to be a handoff to that's going to be a keeper by Barnum. He fakes it, and he's head to the outside. He's got an escort down the sideline to the 25, the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at the 6-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Vikings. They faked me out. I thought for sure that Stovall had the ball, but it's Barnum who keeps it, works his way to the outside, and give Funches credit. He just sealed off the outside, didn't put his hands on the defender, just kind of used his body to shield the defender away and got down the field. What we have seen hurt the Vikings so many times, receivers using their hands to block and ends up getting a holding penalty. Not this time, as the Vikings inside the 10. There's a snap. This time it is a handoff to Stovall, and he's going to be ridden down after about a gain of a yard. If that actually is going to lose yardage on this play. Spot the ball back to the 9-yard line. So a couple yards lost on that play. So second down here from the 9. Vikings looking to add to their lead here. Already up 14-3. They scored on their opening drive, looking to score on their second drive. Barnum from the shotgun. He brings a man in motion across the formation as Funches. There is the snap. Barnum's in trouble. He's going to be swarmed under and dropped. The Arrows had men in the backfield immediately. Vikings lose 2 more yards on the play, and it's 3rd down from the 11. Nothing. Barnum had no shot to get anything going as the Arrows had amazing penetration. And just give credit to that defensive line. The Arrows have has been their strongest unit in this game so far. And the Vikings have gone back 5 yards on 2 plays. So 3rd down here from the 11. Let's see what the Vikings do here. See if they take a shot as they stack 2 wide receivers to the far side of the field. One-on-one here to the near side. There is a snap. It's going to be a handoff straight up the middle, inside the 5. Push it to the goal line, and it's a touchdown for Warren Central. Unbelievable. Corey Wilson just drug a man 5 yards into the end zone and to tack on 6 more points. Wow, that was an effort play by Corey. He was hit at the 5 and just refused to go down. He had a head full of steam and drags the guy 5 yards into the end zone. And the Vikings go up 20-3, pending the extra point here. And the stands are starting to empty. We're just in the third quarter. Here's the snap. This kick is up on its way, and it's good. 21-3 now, Vikings leading. Let's send it back. This is Vikings football on V105.5.
Got a quarter?
He's a junior, still got a year ahead of him, but he knows how important this is to this team and to these seniors to get this win, and he's laying it all out there.
Watson under center. Will turn and flip it to Smith. Smith has the first down and more. Tay Stewart with the drop and stop down inside the 15, down to inside almost the 10-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. Their 20th first down of the night. Ball at the 12, maybe 13-yard line, and now Park Lane is threatening to not just get a 10-point lead, but maybe more here. And had a field goal try miss on their last drive, and now the Raiders trying to avoid giving up another touchdown here. Got a late flag, very late flag comes in after the play ended, and that will stop the clock, or will it? The clock's still running. Still running. That's 5 seconds. 6, 7, 8 seconds. 9, 10 seconds. 11, 12, 13. I'm counting with you. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Clock still hasn't stopped on this stop. Not one time did the clock stop. It was 8. Now it does at 8:26. And then it starts right back again. That is 30 seconds. That's inexcusable in a ball game of this magnitude to not be paying attention to the clock. You've got to be if you're running that clock. Raiders give up a penalty. That'll be 2nd down and short here, and it'll be Smith hit, but he's able to stumble forward and pick up the first down yardage. Boy, that 30 seconds could be the difference in a game.
There's no doubt. 30 seconds is a lot of time in a football game, and that just absolutely hurts you so bad. And unfortunate that somebody's not paying attention to the clock.
It happens.
I know that all too familiar.
No comment. 1st and goal for the Pioneers. The ball resting just outside the end zone at about the 1-yard line. And it'll go. Oh, they stopped Coleman in the backfield. Did Trent Tyre. We'll see here. Not sure how you can have a 1-yard gain from the 1, but apparently you can. And there's just no gain on the play. And Jackson Academy will have 2nd and goal facing their defense again. 6th play of this short drive. They've gone 28 yards. They need to get one more for the score. And this time it goes to Smith, and this time he gets into the end zone because of that big bruising offensive line that the Raiders just could not keep them out. It actually goes to the 2-yard scamper because the Raiders did actually push it back on that last drive, but that's the 2nd touchdown for Smith. So he and Coleman both have 2 touchdowns now, and they have a 2-touchdown lead on your JA Raiders.
Yeah, you know, you hate that they score, but it's almost the best. They need to get in the zone. You got to get the ball. You got to save the clock. And
And we have a timeout. Timeout, Lamar. 3:17 to go in the third quarter. Lamar with a timeout. We'll be back in just a moment.
Kick, it doesn't go the 10 yards. Oh, my goodness, the Arrows set it up well. Oh, it's fumbled by the Vikings, and the Arrows are going to get it. Oh, the Vikings didn't even have to touch the ball. They didn't even have to touch it. And now there's a scrum. Out and flags come flying in. This is completely unnecessary. The ball did not travel 10 yards. The Vikings did not have to touch it. When they go to fall on it, it ends up turning back over to the Arrows. And now flags come flying in with some extracurricular activity. This is not at all what you want to see from these two teams. But the Arrows will take over, and they're back in business. They only trail by 11 with 3:42 left. They will have the ball. I have no idea why the Vikings even jumped on it. It has to go 10 yards. And it did not. It only went about 8, and then it just died. Washington went to jump on it, and it slipped loose. Arrows able to fall on it after that. The official are meeting at midfield or near the penalty to discuss what it is. This will be Arrow football. I don't think that is up for discussion. I think it is a penalty that they
or do they? No, he hauled him in. Okay, yep, they do signal first down now. Well out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a great play by Dent. Dent using his feet, finding the sidelines, then tiptoeing up the sidelines, getting the first down, and stopping the clock. The clock is so key right now. Is you got to score quick to ensure yourself that you have enough time to get a stop and get back on the field.
So ball resting now at the 44-yard line of Park Lane. Dent fakes to Steed, looks down the center of the field, and he comes underneath to Mason. Mason at the 40 makes one man miss, gets hit by a second, and real careful there by Hunt Stevens trying not to get a block in the back there. Is a good job by Mason fighting for and getting a first down for the Raiders.
That's a great job by Mason. Mason making guys miss. Moving the sticks. Look at him, man. He's a bright future ahead for E.J. Mason.
First and 10 at the Park Lane 31. J.A. has got to be quick about things. Kincaid Dent and the Raiders, if they score here, you would imagine they'd probably go for an onside kick. Dent trying to get away from pressure, cannot. He is sacked in the backfield by Wall. You got to hurry here if you're J.A. You don't have time to take time here.
Dent rolling to his right, trying to keep his eyes downfield as he knows he's going to make a play. And the Pioneer defender just grabs him by the shoulder in that jersey and just drags him to the ground.
Clock under 6:15 now as Dent calls for the shotgun snap. A lot of time elapsed between those two plays. Now Dent going to throw it into the corner for Benner. Can he find him this time? No, just overshot him over near the near pylon. And the only good news there is the clock will stop at the 6:02 mark, but now it's 3rd and 14.
Benner had the separation, and you can tell Benner's limping. He's wore out. These guys have been playing their hearts out. Unfortunately, the ball is just overthrown right off the outstretched arms of Benner. And it's going to bring up 3rd and long, like you said, a 3rd and 14. Definitely 4-down situation here. So hopefully the Raiders can find a way to convert.
Oak Forest down 23-3 to MRA now. It's a big score, but Jay's got to do their part and come back in this one. They trail by 2 touchdowns. Dent to throw on 3rd and long. Pressure comes. He steps up in the pocket, gets rid of it, fires it up for grabs. It's intercepted down at the 3-yard line, and that one is going to be really tough to overcome for the Raiders as Jay now will have to go back on defense.
Yeah, tough break. Dent knows he's got to make a play. He steps up in the pocket and has a guy hanging on him. knows he's trying to make a play in this big situation and tries to throw it downfield and just unfortunately overthrows E.J. Mason. The ball's picked off.
So ball at the 3-yard line for Park Lane with 5:51 on the clock, and that is easily time that they can eat up on a drive. Their drives tonight have consisted of 8 minutes, 5 minutes, 2:20, 4:20, 1:54. I mean, they've had some lengthy drives for sure, minus a couple of under 2-minute drives on some 3-and-outs for JA, which haven't happened very often. And on first down, inside the shadow of their own goalpost, Pitts and Tyre knock out the feet of Smith, but not before he gains yardage to the 11, and that'll bring up 2nd and 2. And Pioneers are going to let the clock on the play side run all the way down. There's a play clock here as well at Charlie Newland Field in the corner of each end zone. So they can watch that sucker go all the way down and get set and ready and snap it with under 5 seconds to go. And this time it's a little above 5, but nonetheless, it's going to be a first down run again for Smith and more. Pitts in pursuit. They're going to hit him, but a great job. It looks like by Smith. I thought he had gotten out of bounds there, which would have been a very heady play there by the senior. As you see why now, these two guys are both 1,000-yard rushers, a gain of 36.
Yeah, heads-up play. He runs through some tackles in the line of scrimmage, gets in the open field as JA's stacking the box, knowing they got to get a stop, and he gets a big pickup, and he falls down in bounds, intentionally falls down in bounds to keep that clock running. It's a really smart play by the senior.
Now the Pioneers, they have just decimated the Raiders on the ground tonight, both in rushing yardage and in time of possession, as Thigpen comes in to hit Bickham, as he hits maybe a couple of yards there. Actually, all the way to the 49, he gets 4.
Yeah, you know, my hat's off to this JA defense and offense. Looking at the defense right now, you look at these guys, they're worn out. I mean, they have been on the field a lot. They're limping around. But these guys are still playing their hearts out. They're hitting these guys in the mouth, giving them all they want. And that's one thing you're never going to see this team do, and that's quit. And they certainly didn't do that tonight.
Good open field tackle by Hunt Stevens on the ball carrier Coleman. But Trent Coleman able to get yardage inside Raider territory, and another Park Lane first down, their 23rd of the night. Wrap your head around that. First and 10, clock moving, and there's a look at the play clock as well here at Charlie Newland Field. Jackson Academy, both of those clocks, their enemy right now. They have to have a turnover is what they have to have, and it's not going to happen with this team on the ground. It only happened once tonight. The Raiders did get 7 out of it, but that's it. That's the only mistake Park Lane made tonight that the Raiders were able to capitalize on. Ball at the 39. Benner and Tyre on the stop of Coleman. 2nd and 5 coming up here for Park Lane. Smith, not much on that carry. Benner and Pitts help out on the stop, but well, they say maybe a yard on the play. So 3rd and 4 coming up here at the 38-yard line of Park Lane.
Yeah, that clock continues to tick. 2 minutes and 35 seconds and counting. Raiders down 28-14.
Jay, only according to the scoreboard, 1 timeout remaining. And the Pioneers will finally see a 4th down for the first time on this drive. Benner, Myers, Rush, all helping, all in the vicinity. Not sure who got credit right there for the tackle, but it's going to be 4th down here and a go-for-it decision here, not a hard one with the line they've got and the tiredness the Raiders are showing on D. It's 4th and 3. So the Pioneers, one final nail in the coffin if they so choose here or will they call a timeout here and try to figure out what they want to run? And they will. They'll burn their second timeout of the half. And Jackson Academy, that's what we got left in the fourth and final quarter when we return here on the Raider Network at WTWZ 102.5 FM.
Let's face it, you expect your healthcare provider to be more than just educated and compassionate. You want them to be available, a good listener, and guide you to recovery. Like Mississippi Sports Medicine, with more than just a clinic, but also an orthopedic urgent care center in Jackson.
Just incomplete as he threw it out towards number 10, Rufino Griffin.
Well, Little John's got a cannon. He throws the ball so hard. That one, he had all of his weight going forward, kind of throwing on the run, and he threw a missile to the wide receiver. He just dropped it.
Second down 10, now at the 16-yard line. Little John drops back to pass, looks out to his right, now comes back to his left side.
Should be first and 10 from the Arrows. This will push the ball back to the 44-yard line of the Vikings. So there's the snapback. Hulsey's back to pass. Yes, time with fire. Far side of the field, and it's incomplete. Is high of his receiver, Lamar Gray, out there on the coverage, and also had to throw it high because the Vikings had pressure on him. And it's incomplete, so second down from the 44-yard line. There is a lot of, you can see some chippiness between these two teams. Both of these teams know how much they need this game. And but there's no reason to have the extracurricular and the unsportsmanlike going on. Hulsey in the shotgun, he takes the snap, hands off to the tailback, who will lower the shoulder, and will drive to about the 41, give him 3, and now more extracurricular activity comes breaking out. Oh, and they've got punches thrown. What are we doing? Flags everywhere. It's time to get the guys out of the game. Got to fix this. This cannot happen.
Later.
He's on the post. He's on the banner. 4th and 10. He's back here. This guy. Lean that way. That guy just hit me in the face.
Hit you right in the cheekbone.
Here comes Den on 4th and 10. He gets it to Mason, who wrestles it away from the defender, and he is off and running to the 40, 35-30. Good block by Benner, springs him for a touchdown, and Jackson Academy is back within a score. A 64-yard strike, and J.A. gets one right back.
Oh, my gosh, Brian, exactly what you need, and now there's still hope. You got a timeout left, 1 minute and 11 seconds left. You can kick on onside kick. But how about E.J. Mason? I mean, he had a defender on his hip and a hand in his face, and he brought that ball in. Shows how strong his hands are there, and shows his breakaway speed. But how about Walker Benner doing a good job of just running in front of the defender? And that's what got Mason off to the races and clear to the end zone.
Gephardt tacks on the extra point, and the Raiders are within a touchdown. Yes. As we will go to the other end of the field and see if the Raiders can convert their first onside kick try of the season. E.J. Mason to the end zone for the 5th time on the year has the Raiders back within a score here in Macomb.
At C Spire, I work for fans. We never stop improving our network for every tailgate, every game. That's why C Spire invested in more towers to give you more power. And who besides C Spire would add even more capacity for big crowds? More towers means more streaming, more sharing, more cheering. We work for fans, and C Spire works for you. C Spire, customer inspired.
Ball at the 40-yard line, and everybody in the building knows what's coming here, and that's an onside try here for J.A. Len Gephardt, his first attempt at an onside kick. Hands team out there for Park Lane. This is something you work on in practice all the time. We'll see if the Raiders can execute it here. They'll stack 6 to the near side here, 4 to the top of the formation. And Gephardt will send it on its way. It's going to roll, and it hits who? I thought it might have almost touched a Raider there, and that will do it as Park Lane recovers. And Jackson Academy's efforts here are going to come up just shy. Had to touch a Raider, or didn't even get to the 50. So that's going to be at the 49-yard line of JA.
Yeah, the ball actually, it was short. Park Lane tried to scoop it up, and the ball slightly bounced off of him, but unfortunately he was able to get back on top of it. But hey, a minute 9 left, only one timeout left. You're down a score, so the game is, it's over. There's no way to come back now, just as far as you're running out of time. But think about that 30 seconds that ran off the clock earlier in the game.
I know.
And I know, it's maybe far-fetched, but there's stuff like that comes into play when the clock never quit after a penalty flag was thrown, and you wasted about 30, 35 seconds.
So Jay will burn what we think is their second timeout, because that's what we had initially, but the scoreboard says that's their final timeout. The one thing we do know is that the officials on the field have the actual number. 1:01 to play. So it looks like the clock also did not stop then. And yeah, the official, he's signaling, trying to stop the clock. This is not the first time this has happened tonight. It's the first time he's noticed that it kept running. Oh, good, they put 10:80 on the clock. That'll help out.
Yeah.
Not real sure how that's even
now
possible.
It's back to 1:08.
So they got 7 seconds back, which is still not exactly where they need it to be, though. So a gain of, about 7? So 2nd and 3 here. And again, we're still trying to see if we don't know personally if Jay has any timeouts remaining. According to the scoreboard, they have none, is what we're relaying. But I only remember them calling 2 here in the second half, but I could be wrong. I've been wrong many times before. So 1:08 to play, they say. Second down and 3. A first down makes everything moot anyway. And it's Watson handing it off, and still free, and that'll do it right there. That first down carry by Coleman will move the sticks and allow the Pioneers to win on senior night and send the Raiders to their second defeat in the conference and make things very interesting the final week.
Pass will fire to the far side of the field. He's got a man wide open sitting there, and a great open field tackle by the Vikings, Lamar Gray, to limit to only a 2-yard gain. So 4th down upcoming. It was 1-on-1. Lamar had to come up and make the play, and he does. So 4th down upcoming here from the Arrows, and they're not going to kick any more field goals. They're like, we're going for it. So the Arrows will go for it here on 4th down. They need about 5. From the 18-yard line of the Vikings. 3 wide receivers to the near side. 1 wide receiver up top. There's a snap. Vikings bring a blitz. Will fire to the far side of the field, and it is caught Oh, my goodness. I don't know about that spot. I thought he was down at the 15. They've got him to the 14. Forward progress, if this is the spot, could be enough for a first down, depending on how they spot the ball. Oh, my goodness. I thought the Arrows got a really favorable spot, but they're going to say they came up about a half yard shy. So the Vikings will take over on that. Heck of a play. I don't know how you don't measure the ball. I don't know how they don't bring a measurement out to check. That was so close. They needed to get to the 14, and both officials ran to the 14 as if that was where they were going to mark, but there was no measurement to see. They just looked to the sidelines and said it's not there. So Vikings defense will hold. 47 seconds left here in this third, and Barnum will come out with trips here to the near side. Funches in motion across the formation. They'll fake it to him. Barnum will keep it, come near side. Barnum gets to about the 20-yard line before he's stopped, and a nice gain there. And it'll be second down upcoming here.
5 and make them kick it again. They've been trying to pooch kick these last few times, but we've had some good returns on the pooch kick, as Ainsworth's had a couple of good ones, and now they're trying the other way. We got Weathersby on that side. See if that's who they go to. That's going to be Kaufman with the kick up to 20. They're going to run the fake reverse. Kaufman coming upfield. Out over the 30. He's out over the 40. He's in the secondary. He may go the distance. I don't think they'll catch him. He's at the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. Take it the distance.
Bryce Kaufman.
80-yard touchdown returned. And the Cougars right back on the scoreboard.
Flag.
Oh, no, a flag on the play. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that's going to bring it back. A clip in the back, I believe is what they're calling, around the 40. That's going to bring it way back. And the Cougars will start deep back in territory there. Coach Dan Napier calling the team, the whole team in right here. We have a timeout on the field, it looks like. Coach Napier has them all gathered up. Yeah, the coaches on the sideline have the looking down there.
All right, welcome back here as we start the fourth quarter of play. 1st and 10 from the Vikings from their own 31-yard line. 4 wide receivers here to the near side of the field. They've got 2 men stacked in the slot. 1 wide receiver all alone on the far side of the field as the Arrows are going to play man coverage, single high safety, standing back at the 40-yard line. Empty backfield here for Barnum. From first down as we start the fourth quarter. It'll be Corey Wilson in motion across the formation. They will fake the handoff to him. Barnum straight at the middle. Oh, he's got some running room, and he'll slide down at the 40-yard line. He had running room, did not want to take a hit, and goes down at the 40. So he'll be about a yard shy there of the first down. Be second down and 9. Well, we're hoping for a clean fourth quarter, as the third quarter was extremely choppy. Hoping for a clean fourth quarter, and for these two teams to fight it out. Warren Central with the lead, 21-10, and on the move here. For second down, needing about 2 for a first down. Trips here to the near side. There's a snap. It's going to be a fake and a fired out here to his man. He's got Funches who shake loose as a tackle, and somehow Funches gets the first down across the 40. Funches was hit 5 yards back in the backfield, able to avoid going down and get the first down. And I'm going to tell you, that was a heck of a play by Funches, because typically he doesn't absorb a whole lot of hits. He's a guy that takes a hit and goes down quick. He's not a big guy, but he plays a whole lot bigger than he is, and able to get a hand down to keep his balance and get the first down. So a heck of a play there by Anthony Funches, and the Vikings will have a first down out to the 44-yard line. Ball near hash. 2 wide receivers out to each side. Again, Funches in motion across formation. This time they will hand it to Funches on a little speed. Funches bounces it to the outside across midfield and will be tripped up from behind as he gets about the 47-yard line. Oh, they say he got to the 46. I thought he was down at the 47. That's going to be awfully close to a first down depending on the spot.
3 men in the backfield again. You have your same backfield there with Hallman, Weathersby, and Winstead behind Flint. 1st and 10. Pitch to Winstead. Get to the corner. There goes Michael to the outside. Running hard. Still running. 40, 45, 50. Winstead into Lamar territory at the 42-43. Another good run by Michael Winstead on the sweep around the end. First and 10, Simpson in Lamar territory. 8:58 to go here in the ball game. Cougars on the move. No quitting these Cougars as they keep fighting hard. Back to pass, looking long. Got him. Go get it, Hunter. That should be a touchdown. It is. Let's go! Cougars, Hunter Klein, 43 yards up. The Cougars right back at you, score again. Quick possession right there as the Cougars jump right back on them. No quit in these Simpson Academy Cougars. Kicks up. It's good. 8:37 to go. Your new score. Lamar 56, Simpson 42, and what's become like a basketball game or tennis match as we just go back and forth, back and forth. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the kick in just a moment.
Have nobody back deep to field this punt, and the ball's going to roll all the way inside the 5 and be down at the 1 yard line. The Vikings have done a great job this year of rushing their punt team onto the field before the opponent in the game that they're in. And this time, there's nobody back deep, and they're going to start from their own 1 yard line. So with 8 minutes, 49 seconds left to go, 21-10 Vikings leading in this game. 14 points scored here in this half by the Vikings, 7 here for the Arrows. Arrows turned it over on downs deep in Vikings territory on their last drive. They got down to the Vikings 16-yard line, and the Arrows now will be snapping from their own 1. There is the snap, back to pass to Hurley. He's going to fire to the far side of the field. He's got a man down here on this side, and it is caught at the 30 and pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. They took a shot, and what a pass and catch, and the Arrows, just like that, are out of the shadow of their own goal line. And here they come. A huge play there as they take the deep shot. And there's a snap. Give him. So 2nd down and 6 upcoming here for the Arrows. Let me tell you, what a pass and catch by the Arrows. Made a man beat his guy down the sidelines. Hobson had to come over as safety help, and Hobson able to escort him out. If Hobson's not able to get him out of bounds, I don't think anybody actually catches him. Halsey hands it off again, and this time to the 49-yard line. Powell driving. And down to they're going to mark him. I don't think the officials are standing at the same spot. They're going to mark him down inside Vikings territory at the 48-yard line. So a 3rd down upcoming here for the Arrows. Arrows quickly to the line of scrimmage, ready to roll. There's a snap back. Hulsey back to pass. Looks to the far side. Now he's just going to scramble, and he's going to have the first down out across the 45-yard line. His first option was covered. He went to a second option, didn't see anybody available, so he took off, dives for the first down, and will have it inside the 35. Inside the 45. He's got it down to the 43-yard line. So 1st and 10 here for the Arrows from the Vikings 43-yard line with 7 minutes and 29 seconds left. Arrows offense has been very efficient here in this second half. There's a snap back. Hulsey back to throw. He has time. He will fire over the middle of the field, and it's in and out of the hands of his receiver on a crossing route at the 27-yard line. We have seen the Arrows drop some balls here in this game. That one was a huge drop. Man, that would have been a big game there for the Arrows. Hulsey has really done a nice job throwing the ball here in the second half. In the first half, he was behind his wide receivers, but he's gotten his timing down here in the second half, and it's now up to his receivers. He will take the snap. He will play action, looking to throw. He has pressure. Will fire to the far side of the field on a wheel route. His man comes back to catch the football. A nice play there, and it will be enough for a first down. Got a yard more than what he needed to. Gets it down to the 32-yard line of the Vikings. Fake going one direction, came back and threw across his body to his tight end coming on the wheel route down the sideline, and able to get it complete for a first down. Got 11 yards on that play. So 1st and 10 here from the Arrows from the 32. There's a snap. This time they will hand it off. And a nice hole off the right side of the line down to the 28-yard line. So Arrows on the move. With 6 minutes and 40 seconds left, trying to claw their way back into this game. This is where the Vikings defense got to come up. We've seen the Vikings have leads on the road all season. Looking for that elusive road win. Can you close out the game? That's the question the Vikings are going to have to answer here tonight. Hulsey takes the snap, play action. He rolls to the far side of the field. Will set it up. It's complete to his tight end, who gets upended at the 25-yard line. So 3rd down and about 2 upcoming here for the Arrows. They need to get the ball inside the 23-yard line for a first down. As they quickly come to the line of scrimmage, 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 wide receiver up top as the Vikings kind of play off coverage a little bit. Tailback just off to the left shoulder of, or now to the right shoulder of Hulsey as he moves. And there is a snap. They will hand it off to him. He will have the first down as he dives across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And the Arrows are back in the red zone here. So 5 minutes and 37 seconds left. Clock still running. Arrows threatening here in this game. There is a snap. They will hand it off to the running back here coming near side. He's got some blockers. Gets to the corner and slung out of bounds. And there comes a flag. It's going to be a late throw against the Vikings. And Hobson was escorting him out of bounds and was a little out of bounds when he threw him down. So this will be a flag against the Vikings for sure on a late hit of a man out of bounds. And so this would mark the ball inside. It's going to mark it down inside the 10 for sure. It'll be a 1st and goal situation here for the Arrows. The officials are sorting this out. There's been a lot of talk between these officials on these plays. All right, so we're waiting on the signal here from the official. A holding penalty against the Arrows. Dead ball, personal foul against the Vikings. So they're going to enforce the holding penalty, and now the official's going to run and mark off the dead ball personal foul. This is the most ridiculous thing I have seen in this ball game. Unreal of what is happening in this play. So this will actually mark the ball at the 17-yard line of the Vikings. It will be 1st down and 8. I think that's 1st down. This may be third down today. I can't tell from where the spot is. There is a snap. It's going to be a handoff to the tailback who's working the far side of the field, and he gets inside the 15-yard line and down to about the 14-yard line. So it will be second down from that point. Give him 6 on the play, so second down and 4 here for the Arrows. 5 minutes left on this game clock. The Vikings up by 11. Arrows threatening, though, as they got the ball down to the 14-yard line. There's a snap, a handout to the tailback who's going to be wrestled down in the backfield for a loss all the way back to the 20.
In the backfield, 2, Winstead, 7, Weathersby. Rolling, looking to throw, throwing deep, got a man. There it is. Caught in the end zone, touchdown by Winstead, and the Cougars are back in this football game. 5:30 to go, and the Cougars, no give up, no quit, keep fighting hard, and they're right back in it, only down 7. Snap, kicks up, kick is good. 5:30 to go in the game. Your new score, Lamar 56, Simpson 49. We have ourselves a ball game here at the hole. We'll be back for the kick in just a moment.
But there is a stoppage of play on the field, and players are getting hydrated. Okay. There was my vision was blocked. There was a player injury for the Arrows. I hope that young man is okay. And they've attended to him now, and he's come off the field under his own power. He's limping a little bit, but he's at least off on his own power. As the training staff will take a look at that young man, hope he's okay. So we will have 4th down and 11. The Arrows are going to go for it. They turned it over on downs in the last 4th down. They're going to go for it again here. They needed only 4 or 5 in the last first down attempt. Now they're going to need 11 here for a first down. Let's see what Hulsey and this offense do as they operate with trips here to the near side, one up top. There's a snap back. Hulsey's back to pass. He's going to fire to the far side of the field, and it is incomplete. Separated. He separated it from the receiver at the 3-yard line. It was in his hands and then jarred loose as he took a huge hit from 3 different Vikings, and it falls incomplete. Oh, and that young man is shaken up. And they'll go look at him. So the Arrows are going to turn it over on downs again. As it stands at the moment, will hold, and they will mark the ball at the 20-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 here for the Vikings. The wide receiver who's shaking up, he's coming off the field. So he took a hit. It was in his hands at the 3-yard line, and he got sandwiched in between 3 Viking defenders and dropped the football. Otherwise, that would have been a 1st and goal opportunity for the Arrows. So with 4:16 left in this ball game, the Vikings will take over with an 11-point lead. And Barnum will take the snap, and he will just keep it himself. And a little stutter move out across the 20 to the 23-yard line. He will pick up 3, as I'm sure the Vikings are looking just to run the clock. Arrows got down deep in Viking territory twice on their last 2 drives. Both times turned it over on 4th down. Our key at the halftime is the team that turns it over the most is probably not going to come away with the win. It was the team that's going to win the turnover battle, and turning it over on downs, in my book, goes as the turnover. The Arrows 2 so far here in this second half. There's a snap back. It's going to be a handoff. Oh, Barnum's going to keep it as he fakes the handoff, goes to the far side of the field. He's into the open across the 40. He's across the 50, the 40, down the sidelines to the 30. He's at the 20 and wrestled down from behind inside the 15, down to the 11-yard line. F.J. Barnum fakes the handoff and finds some room around the left side, and the Vikings are in business, seeing if they can't seal this game away. This will be a game when it's all said and done and they go back and look, a game of complete missed opportunities for both teams. And kind of been the story for either team this season so far. But the Vikings with an 11-point lead with 3 minutes and 32 seconds left, looking to get their first road win of the season and a huge division win here on the road against the Arrows. And they will have first and goal. They're going to say first and goal from the 10. So I thought he was down at the 11. The officials say, no, we're going to give him the 10. So first and goal from the 10 is where we will play this ball. Arrows will play press coverage on the wide receivers. They got one-on-one coverage here to the near side. See, the Vikings may take a shot here. There's a snap. It's going to be a handoff to Corey trying to find some running room. And Corey gets inside the 10 before he stood up and tackled after about a gain of a yard. Give him the 9. So second down and goal from the 9 upcoming. And it looks like we've got a couple of Arrows that are down. Now they're hopping up.
Throwing it back across the field, incomplete. A little mix up there between the receiver and the quarterback, it looked like. Now it's third down and 5. Got to get this first down. Got to get the score. Got to get the first down. 4:37 to go in the game. The first down. And then we can try to open it up a little bit, but got to get it right here. Third down 5. Big play. Weathersby and Hallman are your running backs. Back to pass, looking deep. Kaufman running. He never knew where the football was, I don't think. He couldn't see it. That's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 5. The Cougars got to go for it here. Let's see what Coach Napier can come up right here with the 4th down play. This is your ball game right here. Got to get this to stay in it. 4th and 5. Got to get to the 30-yard line, and we have a timeout, I believe, Simpson. Timeout, Simpson. 4:31 to go in the game. Timeout, Cougars. We'll take a timeout with them and be back for this 4th down play in just a moment.
Tight. It's still a tight window, but the Vikings will still be friendly control. There's a snap. Barnum's going to keep it straight ahead. Barnum's at the 5. Barnum will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Warren Central. And no flags on the play. This will make it 27-10, and that might be the icing on the cake the Vikings were looking for. Hank Holdiness will come on to kick the extra point, and the play of this game still remains right before the half where the Arrows looking to go up 10-0 on Warren Central. They fumbled it at the 1, and it has been a complete game changer since. The Vikings were scored a touchdown, took the lead in the game at the half. They scored 2 more, now 3 touchdowns here in the second half, and this extra point looking to make it 28-10, an 18-point lead. Here's the snap back. The Arrows jump off sides, trying to come for the block. And they'll have to re-kick it. In high school, once the whistle is blown, it is a dead play. So it will be a re-kick on this extra point. The kick does not count. 27-10, Vikings leading in this ball game. Next week, Vikings will return home to face the Starkville Yellow Jackets. The top team in the division comes back to Warren Central. It was a tight game last season, and the Vikings have kind of had their number at home. We'll see what happens next week. All right, there is a snap. It's down. This kick is up, and it's good. 28 to.
All right, we're back. 4th down. Let's call it 4. 4th and 4 for the Cougars. Back to pass, looking. And he's got him. There's Klein. Catches it at the 45. Still running. Ball down inside the 25 to the 23.
Pass complete for Ethan Flynn.
First down, Simpson. Big hook up to Klein down the middle of the field. Cougars still got a shot. 4:20 to go. On the move.
That's another Simpson Cougar.
They keep switching one up on Kaufman and Klein. Now they got him back on Klein. They had him on Kaufman a minute ago. Now he's back on Klein. Let's see if we go this direction with it, and we will, but nothing there. And Flint's going to run it and maybe get back to the line of scrimmage. Tried the little stop and go, but the DB did not bite on it. There was nothing there, so it'll be second down. Give him a yard on the play, 2nd and 9. 3:48 clock rolling in the football game. There's a give to Hallman. Running hard, still running inside the 15 to the 14. That might be a first down. If it's not, it's right there at it. I think it's a first down. Clock's still running. They're going to make it 3rd and about half a yard. 3:14, 3:13. Clock running. What a football game here tonight, folks. Quarterback sneak. No, they're going to give it right off tackle right there to Hallman. He's going to pick up the first down. Down to around the 11. Be first down 10 from the 11. 2:58 to go now. First down Cougars. Clock running. 2:55. Cougars showing no timeouts left. They're going to throw it out to Kaufman on the hitch out here. In through his hands. Incomplete. Probably just as well. Looked like they were going to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. So, 2nd down 10. .247 to go. 2nd down, ball marked at the 11. Oh, throw the fade pattern. Klein ran the in route, incomplete. Another mix up there between the quarterback and receiver. Make it 3rd and 10. Third down 10. Coach Napier pulled the quarterback over to give him the play. That time the Cougars huddle up. Flare pass out to Winstead to see if he can make something happen. He shakes off a defender. He's running hard. I think that's a touchdown. Oh, they're going to call him out of bounds at the 3. Going to call him out of bounds at the 3. It's going to be 4th and about 2 from the 3. Great job by Winstead to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then get downfield. Certainly looked like he dove in, but maybe he stepped out of bounds at the 2. Make it 4th and 1. 2:34 to go. 4th and 1. Fourth down 1. There's a give to Hallman. That's a touchdown! Dylan Hallman. Cougars still in this football game. Whoa! What a football game. And Lamar has a man down on the field. Let's hope he's okay. 2:31 to go. Cougars back on the scoreboard. Cut it to a 1-score game. cannot wait to see. Go back and watch this game just to see.
It's awful.
Well,
There's face mask after face mask. Wait a minute until I break it.
What number's that down right there? 25. We're 25 down for Lamar right there. Hopefully he's okay. That's J.D. Lee, a senior 106'1", 186-pound linebacker. So the Cougars in to try the extra point. It'll be Hooks Harvey. Snap, hold, kicks up, kicks no good, no good. 63-55, still a one-score game. We're okay. We just got to either get this onside kick or get a stop right here. Got an onside kick, and I don't believe we have any timeouts left. So it all comes down to this onside kick. If that's the case, no timeouts, then we got to get the onside kick. Just no other question about it. What a football game this has been down here at Simpson Academy tonight, folks. Win or lose, you got to be proud of these Cougars tonight. As hard as they've fought, never giving up, getting down 3 scores, continuing the battle. Lots of the fans left early when they got down 3 scores, but this Simpson football team has no quit in them as they just kept fighting, kept battling, and they made this a football game. Again, these two football teams very well could see each other again late in the football season, possibly in the state championship football game. This is a Lamar team, again, 17 starters returned from a team that went and won the 4A state championship last year. So 17 out of 22 starters back this year. This was a team last year, those 17 starters that beat us by 4 touchdowns at their place and made it look really, really easy. All right, we're ready. Here we go. Onside kick. It's coming this way. It's going to roll and roll and roll and not go 10 yards. And that'll be Lamar football at the 49. No timeouts left. That might be it. They're bringing 12 in the game. Look like they're just going to go to the power game, to the Wildcat formation. And they are. And the Wildcat set. 12 is your quarterback. He runs to the outside. He's going to go down at midfield for a loss of 1 on the play. 2:20, clock rolling, no timeouts for the Cougars. Giving a loss of 2 down to the 49. Second 12. I'm going to blow the 25-second play clock. There it is. Second 12. Take a receiver and split them to each side now. Staying in the Wildcat. They're going to give it to 1 around the end. He's coming around hard. And he's going to get the first down around the 34-yard line. And there's the flag. There's the flag. It's got to be on Lamar.
On the play, late flag.
12 men for Lamar on the field. That'll back them up. No first down. Stop the clock. Too many men on the field. Now it'll be second down and 25. Second and 25. Let's see if they have the stop clock, if they'll start the clock or if they'll keep it stopped right here with the penalty. I would think you would keep the clock stopped and not start it till the snap. Let's see. There's a whistle. Yep. Play clock's rolling. Game clock stopped. 1:37. Second down, 25. They go back to the big quarterback back in the game. Surely they will not throw it here, though. You still got to think they've got to run the football. We've got to anticipate that. They're throwing it. Wow. Throwing it out to the outside. And he's brought down out there. Knock him out of bounds, I hope. It may not be, but he didn't get much. Give him 2 yards. Be 3rd and 23. 1:24 clock rolling here in the game.
Down and long.
.108, 107, 15 on the play clock. They may run it all the way down and call a timeout, but it looks like they're going to try to run a play here. 4, 3, 2, 1. They get the play off, and they're throwing it. Wow, I cannot believe they are throwing the football, but they are, and they complete it. Golly. Boy, how big would that have been if we'd have got an incompletion. 4th down from the 47. Blow the clock. Blow the clock. Get it started. 32-31. Play clock still hadn't started. Now it starts. Really all they got to do here is take a snap and run around, and it's a ball game. They don't have to do anything else but get a snap, run around, and the ball game's over with. No disappointments out there tonight for this Cougar football team, though. What an excellent effort. They should know that they can beat this football team. If we have to see them again, we can get them in this state playoffs. Nobody needs to hang their heads. Come back next week, ready to play against Copiah, finish this season strong, and get ready for the playoffs. If we win next week at Copiah, that we should be assured of the first round playoff game here at Simpson. So next week's game is very, very big as we travel to Copiah, an old rival. 2 seconds to go in the game. 4th down. Timeout Lamar.
Timeout.
What a football game tonight. Can't wait to see what the total yardages were for both sides. Great offensive performances by both teams. Lots of talented athletes out there on both sides of the football. And like I said, I would not be surprised these two teams see each other again. Now they put 40 seconds back on the clock. What do we got right here? 40. What are they doing? Now 4 minutes. I don't know what we're trying to figure out right here. Let's see. They may be going to 4 seconds. There we go. 4 seconds. All right, 4 seconds on the clock. Again, you got to think they just snap it and the quarterback run around for a couple seconds and then just go down and the ball game's over with. Quarterback's going to take it, just throw it deep, incomplete. That's the ball game. Great game tonight. Both teams played their hearts out. Simpson Academy played their hearts out, and I'm so proud of them. They'll be ready to play again next week at Copiah. A lot of football still left in this season as we get ready for the playoffs. If you can't go to Copiah next week, we should have the live stream for you, so tune in next week if you can't make it down there. But again, your final score tonight from Simpson Academy.
You've been watching Simpson Academy and Lamar. The Cougars come up short 63-55, no misprint. That was a heck of a game to watch. And that will finish up and wrap up another week of the High School Football Network Blue Zone. Madison Central all over Provine. Warren Central with a big win on the road at Clinton, a good win for them as they continue to move up and try to establish themselves a really solid playoff run. The big one of the night, though, Park Lane Academy knocks off JA 28-21 in a game that was really interesting and riveting back and forth. A huge win for the Pioneers there. Northwest Rankin gets a big win as well. So the Cougars continue their march forward as they try to make a deep playoff run and set themselves up. A lot of these teams right now try to set themselves up for some great playoff runs coming up. As always, we'll remind you to go into the Apple Store and download the High School Football Network mobile app. Type in HSFN into the search bar. You get a lot of great information. The top 50 prospects are ranked. You'll get recruiting information and a scout's take as well. We'll have each and every game on next Friday as well, but also the Blue Zone, where we take you around the state and hop in on some of the best games inside Mississippi. That'll wrap it up for another good week. I'm Jeremy Kennedy. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week for another great edition of the High School Football Network Blue Zone. Good night.